be downpours. And the better than normal rain chances hang around each day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, with highs each day right around 90. Also an elevated rain chance down on the coast. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
For the lowest prices around on flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies, Budget Floors and More is your new best friend. Luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, floor installation supplies, and more with prices lower than the big box stores. Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey Publix.
1819 News.
The University of Alabama system announced it would rebrand its DEI offices in response to Alabama Act 2023-2034 while retaining the same leadership at its campuses in Birmingham, Huntsville, and Tuscaloosa. A new October 1st law bans taxpayer-funded DEI offices and training, prohibiting state institutions from requiring participation in any DEI programs. More Alabama news to come after this.
Some of the greatest blessings is just having people that care about you, to have someone that's just going to love you and make you feel important. They encourage you to be in church. They encourage you to be in prayer. They encourage you to be in your Bible. Now it's a part of my day every day. My house parents planted seeds in me that you can see where those seeds have sprouted in my life and helped change my life.
Big Oak Ranch, a Christian home for children needing a chance.
Federal and city investigators are confirming a man was taken into custody for questioning after making social media threats against Birmingham Mayor Randall Woodfin. The threats were made on a Facebook post that was first reported July 19th. The posts show an unidentified male adult in two photos holding guns and money, with the caption reading, "Woodfin can get hit with this switch," referring to Glock switches that can turn semi-automatic guns into deadly automatic weapons. Several athletes with ties to the state will compete for Team USA at the 2024 Olympics in Paris. Swimmer Paige Madison from Mobile is a four-time NCAA champion and silver medalist from Tokyo. And Vincent Hancock, a skeet shooter, is making his fifth Olympic appearance. I'm Tim Berg.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage. For years, I've been asking you to call me at Alabama Home Mortgage because there is a difference in mortgage companies. When you call Alabama Home Mortgage, from the moment we pick up the phone, you will hear the difference. We are passionate about what we do. To us, you're not just another applicant. When you call on us, you are trusting that we have your best interest at heart, and we do. We treat our customers like family, and that's why our customers turn into family, coming back to us time and time again. We know you have many options when it comes to mortgage financing, and we appreciate the opportunity to earn your business. We are excited to hear from you. Give Alabama Home Mortgage a call at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com to complete an application on your time. Our passion is just one difference that sets us apart from the rest. It's not just a slogan. Call Alabama Home Mortgage because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586 368, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group and an update on the real estate market in the River region. Sales of homes for the last 5 months will top 1,900 homes. Even though sales are slightly lower, the average sales price is still climbing. First-home home buyers comprise over 34% of all sales, with no slowdown in sight for them. We now have more homes on the market in all price ranges, which gives buyers more choices than they've had in over 2 years. Some helpful suggestions for today's home buyer would be: 1. Work with a local lender for your loan approval. 2. List 3 must-haves for your new home and seek to find properties to match your needs. 3. Work with an experienced and knowledgeable real estate agent to help you with your search, your showings, and receive advice on offers and negotiations. 4. Always use a licensed recommended home inspector when you find the home you choose. For all the details, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group at 221-2883 or 551-0225.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
This is how you conduct yourself in a democracy?
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by. So you know the thing.
It's not just about sex.
Come on, man.
Hold on to your butt.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into News and Views in the afternoon. Or as we're calling this thing online, Joey Clark Live. Eddie Bader is back, baby.
What's happening, man?
How you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Good to see you.
I'm not resting, but I'm doing well.
Well, I like that shirt. I do.
It's a good shirt.
How are you not resting?
I guess I had to work all day.
Oh, yeah.
Airbnb. It's all manual labor. It wasn't, pointing and...
Manual labor?
Yeah, a lot of hole digging.
Isn't that the Secretary of Labor?
No, should be, but no, it's all manual labor. I could have used your help up there.
Sure, yeah, I got a strong back.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't. That's the weakest part of me, my back.
Well, you would have got a workout yesterday, because there's a hill that's involved.
So what would the workout have been?
Cutting. I had to cut some bushes back, had to move some stuff down to the pier and back up to the house. I had to paint my Bigfoot, which is about 8 foot tall, on that hill, which, not fun.
Explain to folks who go, what did he just say? I had to paint my Bigfoot.
Yeah, so to draw attraction to our Airbnb, we put like an 8 foot Bigfoot in the yard.
It's like a wood cutout.
Yeah, wood cutout. I made it myself by kind of
nice
template. But anyway.
Wait, so you got a big piece of plywood, just put essentially a stencil down and cut it out.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, but you have to paint it because the birds keep pooping on it. So you can't clean it off. So I was like, well, I'll just go paint it. I thought that'd be easier. Well, I about fell down the hill. That would have been.
I wish you'd told me that, because a lot of folks ask, "Where's Eddie today?" I should have been able to say he's painting his Bigfoot.
Oh, and you'd have been telling the truth.
Mm-hmm. And it's actually very enjoyable.
It can be on
very
a day
soothing.
like yesterday, especially.
Very soothing. So much to get to today, but in local news, this is, I think, a good development. Metro Area Crime Suppression Unit announced to combat Montgomery crime. State and local leaders have announced the formation of the Metro Area Crime Suppression Unit, or known as MAX, the acronym, to help combat crime in Montgomery. This came at a news conference at the Old House Chamber in the Alabama Capitol this morning. The announcement was made by ALEA Secretary Hal Taylor, Attorney General Steve Marshall, Montgomery County Sheriff Derek Cunningham, and interim Montgomery Police Chief James Grayboys. Marshall said it is unusual for state-level officials to become involved in local crime issues, but he said they heard from frustrated citizens of Montgomery who wanted something done. He credited Taylor and Cunningham for creating this task force. The idea is for state and local law enforcement agencies to work together doing traditional police work and making arrests. Taylor said the citizens of Montgomery should be able to come out of their homes without worrying about threats. Grayboys said the various agencies are united as law enforcement. In Montgomery, participation includes the city's SWAT and gang suppression unit. So there you go.
All right. Well, I hope we see some success with that.
But MAX, they just announced it, but MAX was actually formed June 24th, kind of under the radar.
Yeah.
And after, we kept saying this needed to be done yesterday. Well, It looks like it was done several yesterdays ago. After several days of training and working together, officials say they have already been seeing positive results. Grayboys said that after 12 days in operation, MAX produced 413 traffic stops, 49 arrests, 195 arrest warrants, 5 vehicles recovered, and 33 guns seized, 4 of which had machine gun type switches. Cunningham said those results should send a message to those people who want to disrupt the community. If we haven't gotten to you yet, we will, said Cunningham. He said they have all heard the complaints. Of course, more work will be needed. Police have told, I'm reading here from WAKA Action News, 2 shootings that happened yesterday. A woman was shot on Eastdale Road South and later died, while 2 16-year-old boys were shot on Hilldale Drive, with one of them dying.
Yeah.
But this is a good announcement to see this morning.
Heck yeah.
And it's good to see they were doing this before they announced it. So it's not just a press conference, it's actual action being done.
I'm
good.
glad.
Very, very good. We want the problem solved at the end of the day. Let's see who this is calling in so early. Maybe they're wondering how to paint a Bigfoot. Hey, who's this? You're on there.
You've never seen, hold up. Hey, you've never seen the Bigfoot at Eddie's place? It is amazing. When you come down Lake Jordan,
I think this is Boomer
at his
T.
Airbnb, it is, yes, it's Boomer T. And this is, I mean, it's beautiful out there. And folks, I'm going to lie to you now, and I ain't trying to jump in here with advertise for Eddie here, but hey, folks, this man right here, he's got one of the top-notch Airbnbs on Lake Jordan. And I know because I rent boats for up to about all the Airbnbs up here. And his place right there is for the price, which you can get from him or me. You on Lake Jordan, you need to call Eddie. But anyway, getting back to the other thing.
Thank you, brother.
Now, so we got this big giant, this task force. And Stephen Reed was on, and he said this was all of his idea. He thought of all this. Well, why didn't we think about this? Oh, I don't know, maybe 30 lives ago. And then he asked for the public's help. Well, think about this, guys. The public's help. We had 3 people get killed on Atlanta on Troy Highway. There was an award for $50,000. Nobody ever received that reward because the Montgomery Police Department and Fine Detective Department did a superb job of finding leads and going in Ridgecrest and finding and hunting the fan down. So, how could you ask people in the community to help anyone when you put $50,000 out and nobody cares? All I know is I'm proud to see what I'm seeing. When I ride through there, when I start coming into Montgomery from Wetumpka now, yes, I see a lot more black and whites. Yes, there are individual drivers in each car. But I don't care what task force you put out there, Reed. I don't care how many $6 million you think you need or how many hundreds of $1 million you need, Captain. If you don't put some more boots on the ground, because let me tell you something, what you got right now is a sweet deal with Derek Cunningham. You broke your back to put that $40,000 out. It damn near killed you, son. But you had to put it out there to protect the city of Montgomery. So why don't you tighten up, Stephen Reed? Stop taking all the credit for these men and women out there working hard trying to protect the citizens and businesses of the city of Montgomery. And why don't you start putting more boots on the ground and up the pay? How about that, Captain? Guys, y'all have a great day. Come see me on beautiful Lake Jordan. Call Eddie Bader. He's the man. He got all your things you need. Guys, I love Joey Clark. Hey, guys, I am wound up, ready to go.
I see that.
Let's rock and roll. Let me tell you something. I would tell you the other night when Hulk Hogan was sitting there, and he took that and he put that chain down inside his shirt. I stood up and I reached over and grabbed my shirt and I got to pull it on real hard.
I can't contain it.
And Miss Teresa said, "Don't you rip that thing up, shirt? I just bought you that shirt." And I said, and it had a chair in it. She said, "Well, now you're untouched." So I tell you, brother, I'm fired up for this. I am ready to go. We're going to truck all the way. Keep on rolling, brothers. I love you. God bless everybody, and God bless America.
See you, Boomer T.
Man, what a call to begin the show. No, and folks, Eddie's Bigfoot is very impressive.
I thought so.
So big the birds scrap on it.
People stop and take pictures.
Yeah?
That's why we're getting a QR code, so when they go to take a picture, boom.
When he's spying on folks?
No, not at all. But
I saw you taking a picture of my Bigfoot.
Yesterday when I was painting, there was a guy on a jet ski that stopped, and he got his phone out, so I'm assuming he's taking a picture. But we see that often. Don't mock my marketing. It's working.
You don't have to stay in the water, boys. You can come on up for some lemonade and sweet tea.
No,
if you want to see the Bigfoot up close.
We don't do all that.
We don't do
all that.
I just find that a funny thing to say. What are you doing yesterday? I'm painting my Bigfoot. Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
Papa B.
Hey, Papa B.
Hey, guys. So, on the last show, I was trying to make a point, and I just kind of stumbled over it real quick. But, here's the Patriot Front group. They're marching around in their short khaki pants and their little white masks, and they're throwing their American flag. Oh, but wait a minute. That's just the FBI. Silly FBI. They're just trying to start something as usual. When will they ever learn? It's things like this. Their sources and methods, where their sources aren't completely exposed yet, but their methods still are, aren't they? So,
oh, yeah.
Don't we know now that all they do, one of the things that they really love doing is trying to provoke people to anger?
Yep.
Is that something that we should pay government agencies and agents to do?
Nope.
I don't think so.
By no
I think
means.
it's
That's why we need
supposed
to
be
shut
against the
them
law.
down.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, when have they ever decided to obey the law? They're the FBI. They are the law. They get to do what they want to do. It's things like that. Those are one of the reasons why people don't trust them anymore. Among all of the others, I mean, they just can keep on making the list of why people don't trust the alphabet soup agencies anymore. But hey, here's one. Here's major one.
And you know, it really does play into how you start seeing this. Oh, here's how the Matrix works. I said this yesterday. I got to say it again. When I'm sitting there watching some TV with my grandfather, he wanted to watch NCIS. Like he's still into it. I'm like, cool. Hello, Cool J. All right, yeah. Look, what a a dangerous pathogen, and yet he's not dead. What a man. So it cuts from that show to a promo for a new show called The FBI. And so it's almost like the spooks up there in Washington are like, let's get a bunch of good-looking men and women that everybody wants to have sex with, and let's put them on TV, and that's the FBI.
I thought that was
That's
Friends.
the new face. They're rebranding it. Sexy.
Right.
Oh, boy. I mean, here's the damnable thing about it, Joey. The Matrix, the analogy, that really is true.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't, if you remember the deal where in the Matrix, that all of a sudden there's something going on, and here's some people, they're just milling around doing their own business, and whoa, they turn into an FBI agent.
Yep.
Well, it turns out that's absolutely the truth. Because your phone is an FBI agent, baby. If you just happen to be in the area where they need the information, well, glory to goodness, there you are. You turn into one, too. You're an FBI agent. I'm an agent. Everybody's an agent. Wouldn't you like to be an agent, too?
Well, and it's
the
just
Fourth Amendment is trash.
it's all just so unbelievable. Like, to the latest events, it's like they want us to believe that this kid, the shooter, was some like autistic Millhouse looking Jason Bourne.
Right.
And it's just not, it doesn't add up at all.
Nope.
Right. Well, and see, and it's perfect. I tell you one thing, this perfectly illustrates my point. Okay, Chuck Grassley, yesterday, or might have been the day before, he released some videotape from the local law enforcement, where the kid was shot. The FBI didn't want to do that. No, the public doesn't have a right to that information. They want to hoard all that information and manipulate it into the direction that they want it to go.
Right.
It's just sick. And I mean, like I said, and then the FBI director, Chris Bray, he gets up there and says, well, we don't know whether it was shrapnel. What the crap is that?
Right. Yeah.
If that shrapnel killed one person, injured two others, and another, and of course, the former president, that shrapnel, it looks like it's pretty real to me. And he just forwards that information out there like he knows what he's talking about. Unless and until something like FBI Director Ray absolutely knows it was shrapnel, he needs to keep that in the theoretical DEI wing of the FBI and stop fomenting it out there. Why would he even say such a thing, Joey? Why would he even conceive of even bringing it out?
Yeah, no, I think it's to sway people and create doubts. And I love
the
this
doubt.
trick,
That's
by
exactly
the way.
what you do.
When you ask Chris Wray certain questions, well, that's part of the Secret Service's investigation.
Right.
Then you ask the head of the Secret Service certain questions. Oh, that's part of the FBI's investigation.
That little circle jerk they got going on.
Yep.
It's just
You said it, not
ridiculous.
me.
Everybody can see it now.
Yep.
They took it out.
Yeah, but they still have no shame in
And
it.
now everybody
It'll continue on. There's no shame in it whatsoever.
Unbelievable. Okay, well, at least one thing is absolutely a fact. They're fully exposed. We caught them with the pants down, literally.
Well, and actually,
All right,
as I hang up, stay tuned because we're about to present a new sponsor in quotes, that I think you're going to want to hear.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right.
Thanks, Bobby.
Thanks a lot, guys. All right.
Yeah, the brand new sponsor here. We've been a little, and you were way ahead of this than me, but we are rightfully skeptical of big pharma.
Oh, yeah.
Pharmaceutical industry.
Yeah, 100%.
Now, I've been a Moderna guy since I got the jab.
You had no choice.
And I really, I don't feel like I have a choice. It's like one of those
part
deep
of your DNA now.
It's a deep conviction. It's in my bones. Like if you cracked my bones and sucked out the marrow, you'd be like a Moderna too.
I see.
But I've now found, I think, a sponsor that even from pharma
that
you can get on board with.
Okay.
And it's not Jardians.
Well, darn.
It's a new drug out on the market. I believe it's called a brain.
I used to believe everything I'd see on the news, but that's before I discovered a brain.
A brain is meant for everyday use. Those living with moderate to severe stupidity have seen immediate improvement in common sense with a brain.
I thought the government had my best interests at heart, and then a friend told me about a brain.
Talk to your doctor about what news sources you obey. A brain may also lower your desire to take life-altering advice from celebrities.
Getting lectured about my carbon footprint from people with 3 private jets used to make sense. But thanks to a brain, now I can think for myself every day. When my disregard for 3rd grade biology began to flare up, I knew it was time for a brain.
Do not try a brain if you're allergic to a brain. Common side effects may include accountability, discernment, homeschooling your kids, a better understanding of economics, awareness of the stupidity of socialism, and diarrhea.
For tethering yourself to reality, the only no-brainer is choosing a brain. Ask your doctor if a brain is right for you.
For more information, visit tryabrain.com.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good ad.
Well, I've got to say, though, not everybody can handle that. Not everybody needs that kind of that kind of forethought and freedom.
Well, at least unlike Jardians, you're not going to die from a potentially rare skin disease of the perineum.
This is true.
That's one of the best symptom subtitles I've ever heard. Disclaimers. Wow.
I hated saying it, and I agree with you sometimes. Not everybody is smart enough to, I won't say listen to the show, but just to do everyday tasks. Like just drive here in Montgomery.
And actually, there are some folks who aren't that smart who I think could listen to the show all day, every day. For stuff like you painting your Bigfoot.
Oh, I got that all day long.
But it's what's the word? Midwits. Those folks are a little bit above average IQ intelligence who think they know everything.
I know a lot of them guys.
Hey, have you heard this? Yeah, like 5 days ago, Bob. Thanks. Let's go to line 3. You're on there. Who's this?
Hi, guys. It's Bill.
Hey, Bill. How you doing?
You know, the only problem with your new sponsor, The Brain,
is
it takes for granted that people have common sense. And I can tell you, for years, there has been a shortage of common sense.
Oh, yeah. Heaping mountains up, because I think most of what we talk about is not within everybody's purview. And common sense comes from acting in the world. And most of what we're fed, we're not doing this stuff. We don't know. We just don't believe in people.
Well, you know, it's kind of a crazy time because just look around at all the things that are going on. And if you were to take somebody from 30 years ago and time warp them and drop them into today, they would be so amazed at things that are going on. But I heard a little bit of your first call, and that's kind of what got me stirred up, is you look around at all the things that are going on in Montgomery, and you wonder what the population, what the bulk of Montgomery think about the situation they're in today. And you can go back and point a finger at one guy that is not doing a very good job at anything that he's supposed to be doing. And my question would be, I wonder what Stephen Reed's worth is financially from the time that he came into office as mayor of Montgomery till today. How much it's changed. Because he definitely would. If you were grading the job that he's done, you would definitely give him my F. And yet, I believe he just got a raise. That don't make any sense to me. We give raises to people that don't do their job.
Government jobs all day long, twice on Sunday.
And then people that are on the police force, they got a raise. Good Lord, who would want the job? You couldn't pay me enough to do that job. Because when I look around, I realize that if I was out there doing my job and doing a good job at my job, I'd be on an island. And when people started shooting at me, there wouldn't be the cavalry wouldn't come. So I don't know. I don't know how Montgomery's going to fix the issue they got. But all your public service companies are leaving Montgomery. Your home health and your hospices have abandoned ship. Doctors, you don't have nearly the selection of doctors today that you had 10 years ago. So,
yeah, need to turn things around immediately, like yesterday. And I like this metro area task force actually now being publicly in place, but a lot more needs to be done. And, you're one of the folks before this became a big issue after the shooting of Amy Dix. You're one of the folks, Bill, who's been calling for years now, worried about the trend here. And so that's to your credit.
Well, we're going to see in the next election what happens, but I've already moved out of Montgomery. So I don't really care anymore. But other than I still have part of my business there, and it's regrettable to see the capital city of the state of Alabama in the condition it's in today.
Well, we shall see.
Y'all have a great day.
Appreciate it, Bill. Yeah, no, and it looks like there are even more and more Democrats at the state level who are willing to support what Reed Ingram is coming up with, what Senator Barfoot is also looking into. So we shall see. We shall see. 272-9228. Hey, this part of the program brought to you by an actual news sponsor, Smokehouse Pit Barbecue.
We're going for breakfast?
In fact, if you are taking the drug A Brain, you probably are going to realize, I have to go to Smokehouse Pit Barbecue. Not just for, great fellowship and fun, say on a Friday night with live entertainment, open bar, and of course, amazing menu. The original recipes are back there at Smokehouse, the ones you've known for, they've been since 1989?
That's about right, Joey.
True institution there on Main Street in Millbrook. Same location they've been for all those years. But you need to start thinking about Smokehouse as a breakfast destination.
That's what I'm saying, Joey.
It is, I'll try breakfast all sorts of places, but it is the best breakfast in the area. I'm confident in saying that. Whether it's the cheese grits or the, essentially make it yourself biscuit, like these are homemade fresh biscuits. You can get it done any way you like, breakfast sandwiches. And maybe you're feeling like a fat boy that wants to eat. Well, they have literally something called the Fat Boy Breakfast.
Yes, they do, Joey.
And daggum, it sounds good. I keep going with the cheese grits, though. It's like one day I'll get to the Fat Boy Breakfast, but I kind of want to get a double serving of cheese grits next time we go. So get by Smokehouse today, especially for breakfast. It's a true destination for breakfast there at Main Street in Millbrook. And of course, be sure to tell them, find them and say, hey, Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent me. Let's hit a quick break. We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But if you could get both, why not? Especially when it comes to health care, and that is MediShare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with MediShare, and that's huge. But it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. That's because MediShare works. It has for more than 30 years. It's a community of Christians who have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth. They love the huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Just call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Make 2024 the year you break away from the chain stores and join us here at Adams Drugs. We value your business and want to provide you the best customer service at the lowest possible price. We've been serving up excellent customer service here in the River region for over 62 years.
I made the swap to Adams Drugs and I couldn't be happier. Having a job and then getting 3 kids to all of their activities keeps me busy. I don't have an hour to waste waiting on a prescription. At Adams, they know me and my family. I get in and out in minutes, and when I can't get by Adams, they'll bring the prescription right to my door.
What are you waiting for? Come in to Adams Drugs and let us earn your business. Our friendly and personal staff will talk with you and answer any questions you may have about your prescriptions. Your satisfaction is our #1 goal. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net for the location nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local independent Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
The Tierce family has been your local Roto-Rooter service since 1964. Drain cleaning, plumbing repair, and those troublesome septic tanks, no problem. Technology has changed a bit in the last 54 years. Video inspections of lines to locate problems is available, as well as scheduling your appointment online. River Region residents have trusted Roto-Rooter for over half a century. You can too. Call today at 272-7130 or visit online at rotorooteralabama.com.
Call Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And leave no troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Well, hi, everybody. This current weather pattern is going to roll on at least through the weekend. Lots of humidity and the better than normal rain chances hang in. High temperature today in the upper 80s, low tonight in the low 70s, and once again, scattered to numerous showers and thunderstorms. Most numerous, of course, in the afternoon and evening hours, some with some very heavy downpours. And the better than normal rain chances hang around each day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, with highs each day right around 90. Also an elevated rain chance down on the coast. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank has a long history of stability and a legacy of serving our community's needs for generations since we began in 1906. At CB&S Bank, we're here for you. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online, the River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Let's quickly go to Pat, who's been holding on patiently. Hey, Pat, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
Doing all right.
I got a question for you. I was going to work this morning. I live in County Downs. I was in that median between the 2 lanes out on Atlanta Highway.
Mm-hmm.
And I just about got hit by that car they were having a chase with.
Ooh.
Are you familiar with that?
I didn't know they had a chase over there this morning.
Yeah, they did. It was, in fact, Greg Budell. They were kind of like getting updates on it. And I was just curious, if you guys hadn't heard about it, I wonder what happened.
I don't know. That's the neighborhood I live in.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I think this is the first I'm hearing about it. So I don't know what happened. We'll have to, we'll look at the news, but
yeah,
you know how the local news can be.
It hasn't been on the news yet.
Yeah, I think I haven't seen anything at all on it. But well, if nothing else, I'll definitely talk to Greg, find out what he knows.
All right, yeah. When I finally got to work, they were still like South Montgomery somewhere.
Wow.
But
Well, I'm
I
glad
heard
you're
it
all
when I
right,
got
Pat.
away.
That's a close call there, man.
You know, I really did. I was in the median between there, and the guy was probably doing 80, and he cut in the turning lane to go to County Down. I saw it, and I said, "What the hell?" And hit the gas, went over to the left, and the guy went right beside.
Wow.
Needless to say, that was kind of scary.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, if you guys hear anything, I'll listen.
All right. Thank you, Pat.
Yeah, maybe Greg might be asleep, but he might know something. Hey, joining us now, we have Dr. Stuart Tankersley in the studio. Hey, how you doing?
Doing great, guys. How are y'all?
Doing wonderful.
See ya.
Good to see you.
Good. Great to see y'all, and thanks for having me.
Now, there's so much to talk about, but since this has come up with the news of this Metro Task Force against crime, like what? I don't know if we've talked publicly that much about this issue, what's happening here in Montgomery.
Yeah. I don't know about what public task force. I hadn't paid attention to it.
That just broke this morning. They did a press conference where it was Hal Taylor of Aaliyah and Sheriff Cunningham, Steve Marshall, and the interim chief, Gray Boys here from Montgomery Police Department. They have actually started at June 24th. They just announced it this morning that they're all working together to really up traffic stops, to up arrests. They've removed 30-something guns off the streets, many of them with those switches that turn to machine guns. So I'm like, okay. When I said it needed to be done yesterday, they did it quietly yesterday.
Yeah,
Good.
right.
And we need more of that, I think.
Amen.
Step in the right direction for sure.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
I mean, what is your sense of the trend Montgomery's seen in the last couple years, but especially this year with crime?
Well, thank you for asking. It's a very important question. And I want to back up a couple of weeks to, I think y'all's interview with Reverend Nettles was really one of the most important interviews I've heard on Montgomery radio, maybe in my life, and actually listened to it a couple of times and then ended up going back and transcribing it because I wanted to make sure everything that I thought I heard, I thought about and prayed over. That was a major discussion y'all had for 2 hours. And Eddie, kudos. I think I understand your frustration in getting up and leaving in that. It's a major discussion.
Yeah.
I was, to start with, I think it's important to acknowledge that Reverend Nettles said that the black family has got a problem. They got to get something squared away that has clearly been going off the rails for generations, and I think that is exactly right. I think that just as importantly, maybe more so, is the need for the leaders in the churches in Montgomery to acknowledge where they've been wrong. And boy, how have they, not just regarding this issue, regarding so many. I've been on y'all's show thankfully a few times, and I make a point to say that COVID, which I believe to be the biggest disaster in our country's history, is on the scientific community, the medical community's shoulders for sure. But I think that the number one group that needs to take a close accounting is that of the preachers, priests, and rabbis, because they have not trained us for such an evil threat, and for generations now. And I think they need to take account first, as the Lord tells us in his word, judgment begins in the house of the Lord. And for that, the phrase that he said that I've always been very suspicious of is somebody says, my truth.
Yes.
There is truth.
Yeah.
My truth hopefully aligns up with it. But if it doesn't, then it ain't true.
Thank you.
Yeah, perspectives aren't closed off from one another.
Right. And, well, perspectives are important. You know,
yeah,
humans,
but they
we're
should be able
individuals.
to meet at the truth. Eventually.
That's right.
Yeah.
But my truth is a very, very scary term. And for a man of the cloth to use it is even more concerning. But sure, I see patients every day of different stripes, and, you know, everybody's different. The human, everyone's individual. But this idea, if I came at a patient as, okay, I'm not going to give them the right treatment because they wouldn't receive it as their truth. I've had patients say to me, I'm not going to claim my diabetes. Well, of course, I understand what they say, and I talk them through it because they don't want to believe that they have something like that. I had a lady say it to me this morning at the free clinic. But the reality is the truth is the truth. And for a man of the cloth to say my truth is a very concerning thing. And I think the most important sermon I've heard on it is a guy named Vodi Bakum, who is just this wonderful man. He happens to be black, but he was given a sermon 4 years ago in John MacArthur's church in his pulpit, and it was on Daniel. And Vodi Bakum summarizes this evil paradigm that believes in social justice. There is only one justice. There is only one truth. This social justice is a paradigm that has been created. Marx used it in one form or another, and it's all a mechanism that Satan uses to separate followers of Jesus and to put blame on people without being self-reflective in a way. Therein is the trap. And any preacher that preached on social justice, and there are some wonderful preachers that I've listened to that bought into that lie during the Floyd catastrophe. But this is very serious, and I think until the church gets it right and expects and encourages and forces, in a way, compels the congregants to follow accountability the way the Lord's laid it out for us, we're going to keep chasing our tail like we've been doing for the last couple of generations.
Yeah, and it seems like even some of the biggest churches are more, they attract people because it's the social place to be.
Right.
And I think I'm not, I have family members who are part of the Catholic faith, the vicar of the cathedral, he's essentially running the archdiocese, my uncle. So I know a little bit about how the Catholic Church operates, but I know he's had trouble, but a lot of folks have trouble and worry that if I become too much of the enforcer and I judge people in the way they probably should be, I'm not going to attract them. They're not going to want to come back. I'm going to miss out on, the tithe. Like I need to keep operating. And I worry that, this is a weird thought, but I've called this the city of 1,000 churches for a long time. And it almost seems like we're stretched thin. Like church, why aren't certain communities coming together to create a church that is actually reflecting the community instead of one on every other corner? If that makes any sense.
Well, I think the sin nature of man. By the way, I don't know if any church needs to be 1,000 members. I'm not sure a church of 10 is appropriate either. But however the good Lord leads someone. But we might need more churches, but just real churches. The church building doesn't define the church, obviously, but this was, I was so proud of you, man. You really did a fantastic job, Joey, in that interview. You were direct but kind, and just trying to engage him in an appropriate way. And he said several truths. I don't mean to say everything he said was a lie, of course, but it's very, very sad. It was, but it was important, and I thank y'all for doing it.
Of course, yeah, and I think the issue of crime and so many of the other issues we see, as you brought up with the context of COVID, are a moral failing of will.
Amen. Amen. Couldn't be better said.
And folks don't want to hear that. They want to blame it on, well, I just got an unlucky set of fingerprints over here, Doc. Like I'm not in control of this. I'm like, yes, there's luck in life. There's things that happen you can't control in life, but the only way you can face them is, it's even something MLK said here in Montgomery in 57, I believe, that you learn to love others by first examining self and what you do before you start blaming everybody else for their hatred of you and for your problems. Right. So it seems common sense to me. And of course, if you're a politician, you want a political solution often. But I think I'm honestly not against like some of these things. Like if you want to try to intervene, like, hey, we're going to set up a program with nonprofits to where if we find a kid early on, we're giving them options while we're also very tough on recalcitrant gang members and folks that just don't want to give up that lifestyle. Yeah, that makes sense to me. But at the end of the day, you can't choose for somebody else.
Yeah, that's right. And Yeah, I think that there's so much that has been revealed in COVID about the heart of what you're talking about, and you know, it's just really amazing. I think that it's important that we have these discussions. Of course, applaud Reverend Nettles for being forthright in his perspective. Of course, I just think he's flawed, fatally flawed, potentially in a couple of them, but. Obviously, the man has a heart for these young men and the fathers and in their community. Unfortunately, the 11 o'clock hour on Sunday is the most segregated hour of every week. But once again, when you have a seminary-trained preacher who is going to go by the word and versus somebody who's not gone through that rigorous training and goes on emotions, and plugs in the word a lot of times unfaithfully. It's a recipe for disaster, and I think we're reaping the whirlwind of it.
272-9228 if y'all want to join in the conversation. You know, part of the huge issue with COVID is, number one, folks lying outright. There's just a lot of lying going on and a lot of just dishonest behavior going on from the very top down the line into the media.
Take advantage of it.
And we've got more examples. This moment right now in American political history, as Biden gave that speech last night, and they're trying to make Kamala Harris happen. I just don't see it. And you're starting to see the thing that didn't happen as much in COVID as I wish it did, but it's happening now, is so many people are now calling this stuff out.
Yeah.
Like when the media says, this is a small example, that it's a right-wing conspiracy or just a lie that Kamala Harris was border czar.
Right.
And in my own, because I was here doing this job, I'm like, no, she was literally the border czar.
Right.
I remember.
That's what they named her, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But all these outlets, and we've got a clip we could play here in a second, are saying, no, that's a right-wing lie. You can even find sometimes the same exact anchor calling her the border czar, and then yesterday saying that's a right-wing lie that she was in charge of the border and border czar. And so what's great is you now have these compilations, that there are people sort of calling out this lying on a massive scale. And I think Scott Adams of Dilbert fame said it today, that it's not really, the election is theater. You're almost undergoing a big fight over hypnosis, like the brainwash versus the folks who are kind of seeing clearly. And I think the folks who are seeing clearly are growing by the day. And, you know, that, I think, brings up something that I really want to talk to you about, because I read your op-ed there at 1819 News, and there's more the Alabama legislature can do. But hopefully we are looking at this clear-eyed and clear-minded. What can the Alabama legislature do to really make sure nothing like this ever happens in Alabama? At least it doesn't come from us.
Yeah, thanks. Clearly, this thing came from gain of function, which is the using of a pathogen like a virus and making it more transmissible across species, from a dog or a bat to a human, or making a pathogen more infectious or more deadly. In this case, at least two of those were done, probably three, but it's insanity. And Dr. Robert Redfield, the former CDC director, who has been fighting against, when he was at the CDC, was fighting against Fauci's support and funding of this type of insanity for decades. And he has given congressional sworn testimony to that effect. But the idea that we think we're going to play God and be able to contain something like this, Pandora's box, is huge. And to try and think that you're going to be able to simply just pull a little lever and it's going to go back in its box it's insane. And the reason that Dr. Peter McCullough has written about this extensively the last few months, about the gain of function for the this new bird flu that was done out of the University of Georgia Vet School and in chickens, and we need to put an end to anything like that, not just to humans. Like I don't know if they're doing a UAB in any form, shape, or fashion at all, but if they or Tuskegee's vet school or Auburn's vet school is engaging in something like this, it's got to end.
Here, here. And so the legislature could essentially just ban gain of function.
Right. That's what they've got to do.
Yeah.
And they're going to come up with nuances like they tried to trick Redfield into buying into, and he just never would.
Right.
But this guy, it's insane.
Well, and back to the subject of lying, this has been an ongoing fight within, say, the epidemiology, virology community, scientific community, saying, don't do this. Others saying, no, this could help usher in a great future and stuff. But the folks who said, don't do this, actually convinced folks within the Obama administration, y'all are right. So they banned it here, and then you get these workarounds of, okay, we'll offshore to China, and then we'll change the bureaucratic language. This is what Fauci always hung his hat on. It's not gain of function, Senator Paul, because we changed what gain of function means. Like, and it's just the dishonesty is over the top. So I would hope at this point, this is something the Alabama legislature could get done on day one.
Yeah, this is a no-brainer.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It was what, John Eismo, the colonel? Yeah, Eismo, yeah. Very good op-ed, and it definitely caught my attention. We got to hit a very quick break here. Be right back, folks.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
When you have the opportunity to go for gold, take it. The Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event is at Lexus of Montgomery. Drive the new IS300, just $396 a month. New Lexus ES350, only $473 a month. At Lexus of Montgomery, everybody wins. Part of the Sutherland Automotive Group.
Number 5130706, 4,999 due at signing. Number U1844206, 5,999 due at signing. 5,000 miles per year, 36 months, plus tax, tag, title, and $995 fee. Offer expires 7/31/24.
When news happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACB.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the Afternoon. This part of the program brought to you by Josh and Leslie Ryder there at Dillon Rings, and it is getting close to the end of their Christmas in July sale.
Oh, yeah. Coming up.
Yeah, and Josh Ryder did something this morning that one part of me thinks it's hilarious. Another part of me is like, come on, man, how dare you do that to me? He put an earworm in my head.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, because he put out, and this is part of their Christmas in July sale, these diamond rings that are incredible savings. One that's normally $573, now only $200. There's a square diamond ring, normally $999, now $445. And these are like meant actually for men and women. Like these are gorgeous, but here's the problem that I had. It made me laugh, but it also like, Ryder. Warning, these men's diamond rings may be too sexy for a shirt. And now, right, said Fred, I'm too sexy has been stuck in my head all morning. But it really is a great deal going on there at Dillon Rings. Christmas in July sale. Don't miss out on these deals. And men, you're going to love these bands. Or if you're looking to surprise maybe the wife for Christmas, get the Christmas shopping done early. Just stop by 119 Brown Springs Road here in Montgomery. And be sure to tell Josh and Leslie that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. So I'm looking at, back to the lying, and it does seem like folks also get defensive about, and I can understand where this is coming from. Like, I don't want to see the truth because you're attacking my guy. Like, you're attacking my team. And I'm very familiar with this in politics. But there's a part of me that finds it so frustrating. I've just in full candor, I've been trying not to constantly beat the desk about crime in Montgomery as soon as Stephen Reed got elected, because I didn't think it was fair. Like, he just was elected. Let's see how this plays out. Like, I want to give the guy a chance. And you would think, okay, maybe that gains some credibility in some folks' eyes who don't normally agree with me. Like, I'm not out to get him. I'm out to solve the damn problem. Excuse me, pardon me. And yet it seems like there are a lot of folks who are just defensive, and it's a more political thing.
Yep.
And they assume everybody else is just being political, where I'm saying, no, it seems like folks are just freaked out that I could be sitting on Atlanta Highway and get shot. Like, am I off base in this? Am I seeing seeing what's going on here a little bit?
Yeah, I think that of course it's just when, and he stated this, that 2 weeks before we fired Finley, the mayor gave him kudos, and then Reverend Nettles thought that Finley was doing a good job.
Mm-hmm.
Well, leadership, the most important quality of a leader is character. And this guy has none. Now they're looking to maybe hire him as Austin's chief, whatever.
Albert, Chief Albert. He said
Albert,
Finley.
I'm sorry. Yeah. And the idea is that character counts. Character matters immensely the more leadership responsibility you have. And something's got to give, but how can they blame everything on the state legislature for not giving them more money when they have plenty? I think it's $16 million that's not being paid out because we don't have enough cops. But and all of us love cops, of course. But the idea is that there's the money is there. But then in the next part of the conversation, y'all talk about he's saying that we need to expand Medicaid and how we've got to expand Medicaid. So we don't have enough money, according to him, going forward to hire more cops. But if you expand Medicaid, and this is the thing that we never need to expand Medicaid, is because it automatically, at year 4, bankrupts your state.
Yep.
It automatically bankrupts your state and makes you completely beholden to the federal government. And
it doesn't necessarily improve health outcomes.
No, not. Very good point. But so if you're not going to, by the way, it's a big indicator to you of who's the big mule. The last 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, the number of the big mules, dozen or so big mules, the Hospital Association has been clearly the most important one.
Yeah.
And they have been very much behind this lottery bill or the gambling bill because tucked into the gambling bill is expansion of Medicaid. It automatically bankrupts the state in year 4. So Reverend Nettles maybe not be aware of this. He just doesn't want to accept the reality of what the governor and others have told him, that we can't afford it. It's a truth that is undeniable. So I thought it was kind of disingenuous of him to say, well, we can't guarantee that the money will be there next year for the new cops if we get another 180 of them to get to full capacity. But we can expand Medicaid, even though it guarantees. It's very disingenuous. I was saddened by that.
Yeah, and it's just, it struck me as a political. I mean, and everybody's got their own politics. That ain't a sin necessarily. It's just, I thought we were going to have a different type of discussion, and it ended up going a different direction. But, I still do not regret it.
Right.
And I plan on continuing to talk to Democrats here locally in the state legislature. I think next week Phil Insler might be on working on that. And actually, I have disagreements obviously with Phil, but I wrote some op-ed for 1819. We need to make swatting a felony. He texted me the day it came out, said, I'm going to carry this bill. I think Barfoot carried it in the Senate. It got done. Governor signed it. I'm like, good
deal.
Cool. There's certain things we can definitely agree on and work on. So, and also I think at the end of the day, despite the politics and people's preferred solutions, there is broad-based agreement on what needs to be done and what people want.
Right.
And actually the mayor should do those town halls like he did that was, streamed everywhere. He should do that on a very regular basis.
Oh, agreed.
I think people would have a lot more trust, if there is any available for him.
Well, if
he was actually answering and having these conversations on a very weekly basis.
Yeah, on the Ethics Commission that I served for 5 years, the one message I always would say was that in the Old Testament, the New Testament, Jesus always confronted the scribes, Pharisees, and lawyers, the people that determine right and implement the rules to benefit themselves. Jesus certainly did not need these people. He did it for their benefit, and some repented, as it says. But the reality is, if you are in a leadership position, you need to understand you're not there to benefit yourself. You're there to serve a higher purpose. And unfortunately, that is not a very well conceived concept these days in our country.
Unfortunately not. We got to hit this top of the hour break. More news and views in the afternoon after this.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. At a rally in North Carolina on Wednesday, former President Trump accused Kamala Harris of deceiving the public about President Biden's ability to run for a second term before he withdrew his re-election bid. President Biden is hosting Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for talks at the White House today. The Israeli leader sits down with the president to discuss progress towards a ceasefire in Gaza and a hostage release. Vice President Kamala Harris will be meeting separately with Netanyahu later today. And the Israeli Prime Minister will also be meeting with former President Donald Trump in Florida. That will be tomorrow. On Wall Street, stocks are higher. The Dow up 425 points. The NASDAQ adding 92 points. This is SRN News.
Government debt is now exploding by an unprecedented $1 trillion every 90 days. Think of that. It's a clear sign that our nation's finances are spinning out of control, and it's putting the savings of every one of you at risk. Hello, I'm Lance Wallnow, a news analyst and best-selling author and an evangelical leader. I'm deeply concerned about the impact this runaway debt is going to have on Christians like you who have worked hard to build your own nest egg for your family. To protect your financial future in these uncertain times, you need to diversify with something tangible and proven, like physical gold. That's why I recommend a gold IRA. To learn more, text FAITH to the number 989898, and my friends at Birch Gold Group will rush you a free info kit on how to move your IRA or 401k to physical precious metals, tax and penalty-free. So don't wait. Just text the word FAITH to 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs. Birch Gold Group is the only company I trust. There's no obligation. So text FAITH to 989898, and I pray this information helps you achieve prosperity and peace of mind.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Truckers, if you are looking for green grass, contact Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. In business since 1959 and still growing. Call today, 855-777-9785.
Well, hi, everybody. This current weather pattern is going to roll on at least through the weekend. Lots of humidity and the better than normal rain chances hang in. High temperature today in the upper 80s, low tonight in the low 70s, and once again, scattered to numerous showers and thunderstorms. Most numerous, of course, in the afternoon and evening hours, some with some very heavy downpours. And the better than normal rain chances hang around each day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, with highs each day right around 90. Also an elevated rain chance down on the coast. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
John Bobo with Capital Tractor. Don't miss our great package deal right now on a 25 horsepower Kubota tractor with front end loader and more. All for 0% APR 84 months with approved credit.
Now through September 30th, 2024. See Capital Tractor or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. Leadership at Maxwell Air Force Base changed hands Wednesday as the 42nd Air Base Wing welcomed a new commander. Colonel Ryan Richardson transferred command to Colonel Shamika N. Tolliver. The 42nd Air Base Wing oversees all base operations for 42,000 personnel and their families at Maxwell Air Force Base and Gunner Annex. More than $3 million in grant money will soon be available to lower energy costs for low-income Alabama residents. Governor Kay Ivey announced the grants Wednesday, which focus on helping the elderly, people with disabilities, and families with children by making their homes more energy efficient. Montgomery police are investigating a shooting that injured 2 juvenile males Wednesday afternoon. Police report the 2 boys showed up at a local hospital with gunshot wounds, one of which was life-threatening. MPD is attempting to determine where the shooting occurred. No further information was released. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. an equal housing lender.
This is your roving reporter, and today I am talking with an elk. Hey man, Mr. Elk, I was just wondering, what do elk do to take care of their money? Well, like most smart folks, we call David Ernest. You mean Alabama's most favorite asset preservationist? That's him, man. We call him up at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. I see. Yes, he is our preferred money man. The money man with the money plan. You've been paying attention. Well, could you give us those numbers one more time? 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. And I just want to try to give you a heads up, man. Oh, what's that? I'm not an elk. Not an elk, huh? Well, then, pray tell, what are you? Knights of Columbus. I am not even going to make a comment. Well, the baby liked it.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. Romex Angler has been pretty active on the comment section here. I gotta say, thank you to him, by the way, because he's just pointing out, this is Romex Angler has been commenting for a while. I didn't realize that he said it's almost my 1-year anniversary of taking time out of my day to make y'all smile and feel better about yourselves. Yeah, that's exactly what you've been doing, sure.
I like it.
He goes on to say, I say Eddie could add some distinction if he'll let it grow. Yeah, he was wondering, did No Shave November come early this year, Eddie?
No, I just forget how good cameras we got in here, Joey.
And then he says, Eddie, if you're going to cough, ... it never gets old. You know, I know it.
If you're going to cough, please leave it alone.
Clean the filter already.
I do wonder about this place. After the wasp attack in here, and Craig going after it, and the debris falling from the ceiling tiles, yeah, I do wonder. Very much so. Now, I want to play a quick clip I mentioned earlier. And this goes back to just it's like one person might be uncomfortable and they tell a lie. Or one person might be cowardly. They tell a lie. Like, people are weak and this happens. And I don't really know a person who's ever always told the truth. Give me a break. But when folks are lying in the same exact way, at the same exact time, it's essentially systematic. That's a whole other level of depravity. So here's what I mean. This is a compilation of folks in the media over, it's not a huge thing, the border czar. Is Kamala, was she the border czar?
I thought she was.
Listen in together.
Quote unquote border czar. Vice President Harris was not a border czar.
It's literally the same guy.
See.
Meantime, Vice President and border czar Kamala Harris facing some backlash.
What he said about Harris and immigration was not true. She was never appointed border czar.
And this will be her first visit to the U.S.-Mexico border region since she was appointed as the border czar by President Biden.
People are going to have to counter the misinformation. You already hear folks talking about the border czar. She wasn't the border czar.
President Biden tapped Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris, to be the border czar.
Now, she wasn't the border czar. That's what Republicans labeled her.
And this is CNN, this is CBS, this is MSNBC, this is NBC News, this is
they
ABC.
Go back and correct themselves afterwards, or
no, they're correcting that.
We're very critical of Kamala Harris, especially in her role as border czar.
Now what she's up against is folks lying about her border record, calling her a border czar.
Kamala Harris, who was appointed as the border czar.
The Biden team didn't declare her the border czar. They wanted her to work on kind of the root causes of immigration.
There has been so much criticism against Kamala Harris. You know, she was the border czar.
Calling her sort of the border czar, which wasn't necessarily the case.
So the border, if they weren't planning to address it in a major way, do not make her your border czar.
czar. She met with some of the Northern Triangle countries, but nothing has effectively changed.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it's just fascinating to watch this all play out in real time, as well as the throw this wrinkle in. And it could be a made-up report. Who knows? Barack Obama has yet to endorse Kamala Harris.
I thought I saw something today that he was getting ready to.
Getting ready to?
Yeah,
because the New York Post said yesterday he hasn't done it because he doesn't think she can win.
Telling you, I'm like you. I'm thinking after the convention, she might not be the candidate.
Right. Well, and then just play this out, because I said yesterday, I don't see it. I think Kamala's going to get destroyed within this week, maybe 2 weeks. And they've got enough time before the convention. I just, like yesterday, her not being, she was supposed to be right behind Bibi Netanyahu next to Mike Johnson as Netanyahu was speaking. She declined. And we haven't even gotten to the defacing of the Liberty Bell monument, the tearing down of the American flag, and they're putting up a Palestinian flag, burning the American flag.
A block away from the Capitol.
Yeah.
I mean, and the mayhem, like the brawling with Capitol Police officers.
I saw that.
Just what a mess. But to continue.
That's mostly peaceful, though.
Right, right. That was a mostly peaceful protest, right. Well, here is a focus group that MSNBC did where they're sitting down with Wisconsin voters asking about Kamala Harris. It's all women here. And by the way, Byron Sheehy was right. A little more, a little chubbier up in Wisconsin. I thought we had it bad here in Alabama.
In the winter, Joey.
Well, yeah, let's eat those curds.
How do you perceive Vice President Harris compared to President Biden in terms of competency and experience?
Hold on.
She's worse.
She doesn't. Keep going. Why are y'all laughing?
I'm noting you're accurate in your assessment.
Yeah. Joey, you tell no lies.
Right. Oh, let me back it up a second.
I think she's worse. She doesn't even know what's going on at the border.
Right.
And that's what she was supposed to be doing and in charge of. I mean, as a school teacher, if I did not do what I was supposed to be doing, you better believe my job would be in jeopardy.
No,
well, it
maybe
isn't.
private school teacher.
Not only was her job not in jeopardy, she was just handed a promotion.
Is there anyone that Kamala Harris could appoint as her vice president that you would find reassuring? Would make you consider voting for her?
No. Never consider voting for her. No. I would do RFK Jr. way before her. Yeah, same. Absolutely.
Yeah. And she's not the first woman to run for the presidency, Hillary Clinton. I'm assuming no one voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016. So it's not necessarily going to sway you to vote for a woman in office. When do you think America will have a female president?
When there's a competent one.
I don't get a good feel for her.
I think she's an idiot.
Right.
Mary, why do you think that she's not that bright?
Because she hasn't done anything in the time that she's had. We don't know anything about her as far as her 3 years so far in the White House. She's not real smart.
That's MSNBC sitting down with the focus group.
Wow. I can't believe they let that out.
No, I can't. Because as much as the Democrats are now like, no, Biden's as sharp as a tack, actually he needs to go away, and Kamala is the next coming of Obama, I got a feeling they're going to change the script again. Because these trouble ones aren't working.
Yeah, I mean, another example of the insanity, but I think the fundamental thing that would be irritating to me where a Democrat is, my votes clearly don't count.
Right.
You
didn't get the chance to vote on nobody. This is who you've been given.
That's right.
Well, and then all this talk of the money that was raised, like $80 million from the grassroots. And that's the line that Hakeem Jeffries, Chuck Schumer, all the press putting out. From the grassroots, bottom up. She became the nominee. It's like literally the opposite happened, guys.
Right.
The party bosses didn't think Biden could win after they propped him up like Weekend at Bernie's for the longest time. So grassroots bottom up, and so what's their proof? Oh, $80 million and into Act Blue, and look at all these individual small dollar donors. Well, folks have been doing some work, not just James O'Keefe. There are now local reporters who have done this work looking into Act Blue, where say, Joey, I wouldn't. Joey donates to Act Blue, and I donate $20 to buy a T-shirt from somebody.
All right.
Well, now that my name and address and all this stuff is in that system, what's happening is people are going to folks' homes. So say I get a knock at the door.
Okay.
Like, hey, are you Joey Clark? I mean, yeah. Who's asking? It's like, well, I'm doing a research project, investigative report here on all these. Did you donate to Act Blue 1,000 times over the last year to the tune of $200,000? I'd be like, no, I bought a T-shirt.
I want my money back.
And that's apparently what's happening. James O'Keefe just did this going door to door in Arizona. And one guy said, well, I want to hit Trump with a bat. He just got out of it. It was kind of funny. But then there are other folks, because he wasn't on, like, you can donate to Democrats, it's no problem. But there are folks going, I maybe donated $5 here or there.
Yeah.
They're saying I donated $180,000. They're like, yeah, your name, this address. So it's clear that this is money laundering going on here and cooking of the books through these central funding mechanisms. So it is all like, again, it's one thing for somebody to have a moral failing if they personally lie when it's difficult for them. To lie in this way that is trying to essentially manipulate people into giving you power, that's a whole other level of depravity. Whole other level it's going on. Are you
surprised?
Right now.
Yeah.
No, not given the last few years. I am not surprised of much of anything these days. Let's go to Red Top. Hey, Red Top.
What's up, Red Top?
Hey, guys. Boy, was that speech last night was scary. It was so pitiful, and luckily I turned it off before he started talking about his stuttering childhood. I only heard that afterwards. But there was no improvement in him at all.
Agreed.
Well, and I love the conspiracy that's not the real Biden. He grew like several inches taller, and he doesn't look the same. Look at his index finger.
Oh, boy.
People are doing that sort of thing.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, well, these people obviously have nothing else to do. They don't have a real job.
And before you keep going, Red Top, here's a clip. This is Biden before and after. It was the first thing you're going to hear was on July the 12th, 2024, and the next thing you hear is July the 24th, yesterday. Let's listen in.
What's Joe Biden going to do? Is he going to stay in the race? Is he going to drop out? Here's my answer. I am running, and we're going to win. I'm not going to change it.
July 12th.
Okay. You know, in recent weeks, it's become clear to me I need to unite my party in this critical endeavor. So I've decided the best way forward is to pass the torch to a new generation. That's the best way to unite our nation.
Wow. And you got to wonder what the heck caused the change, because he did not address that in the speech last night.
Well, it's easy. He obviously aged 50 years in 10 days.
Right.
Yeah.
What it looks like, what it sounds like.
Oh, it damn sure does. Golly Moses. And, buddy, if this ain't an inside job, I'm sorry. Right. This is more obvious than Lee Harvey Oswald. When Chris Wray goes, oh, one of his searches was John Kennedy's assassination. Well, all these searches they talk would be just a perfect profile and setup for this gentleman. No. Guy made a point this morning that's pretty good. They said, hey, people talking about his multiple shooters, and he said if the multiple shooters, Donald Trump would be dead.
I just don't know at this point, and that's where I'm at, where I'm kind of like, the official story is not adding up. It's reminding me of Las Vegas in particular.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, John Kennedy. You weren't alive. This is just John Kennedy to the max, except they missed. Now, Joe, I need to do an advertisement for one of your sponsors.
Okay.
This is going to be funny, too. I was watching Newsmax, and they were interviewing this girl, and they were talking about her and her girlfriend. Two of them were sitting in the park, and they were watching this big old guy walking this little tiny dog and couldn't control the dog. So the girls look at each other, and they go, yeah, low T, soy beta. And which means a soy boy.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Who has no testosterone. So women now have identified this syndrome and given it a name as soy boy.
Well, and the other marker of it is being a libertarian.
So
you should go to a libertarian convention, Red Top. I'm not insulting you. I'm just telling the truth.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't hear the sentence right before that. What did you say before the Libertarian Convention?
No, just keep going. I've just noticed that I've been to a few Libertarian conventions. I'm like, man, it's low T central in here.
Yeah. And, you know, I am 70 years old. And, by the way, redheads don't have low T. And, damn, listen to Hells Angels. You'll see how high my testosterone level is, buddy.
Good for you.
It's burning. But all these guys with low T soy beta that the women are talking about need to get their butts over the
Okay, Montgomery Men's Health.
There you go.
And there's an epidemic going on here, guys. Roll Tide, go Trump.
Appreciate it, Red Top. Yeah. No, and I used to be one of those guys. I
Soy boy?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if soy boy's the word.
Okay, good.
But yeah, I was feeling really bad, and it turned out it was low testosterone. It was like, I'm working out, and like nothing was working. And that definitely has helped in the last few years. Though I will say a little more edge. Like my anger issues started to come out more than they already did. I was like, ooh, well, that's a good thing. Good being a little more aggressive. Now, Red Top mentioned the inside job, and you sent me this clip. This is, I think, Representative Elijah Crane.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a former sniper, SEAL.
Former sniper, that's right.
For the SEAL team. So I'm not sure who's even questioning here.
This is the top guy for the entire state police of Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. All right. So
if
let's.
I'm not mistaken.
Let's listen to this. I wish this didn't have music behind it, but it's the only clip of this I could find. Let's listen in together.
I'm just going to say it. Are you aware, sir, that many Americans believe this was very likely not a lone shooter, but a coordinated assassination attempt? Have you been getting those messages from people like I have?
I have not, sir.
You haven't? Well, there's a lot of people in this room that have been getting the same messages. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that a lot of Americans are like, this doesn't add up, this doesn't make sense, guys? How could this many things have gone wrong, right? Like the things I pointed out, a 20-year-old kid, got 150 yards of the President of the United States with an AR-15, flew a drone to conduct site surveillance, was spotted with a rangefinder ranging targets, then lost, had advanced explosive devices on him with no military training. Nobody was placed in the most obvious spot to conduct counter sniper operations. I was a sniper in the SEAL team's, Colonel. As soon as I got out of the SUV and I saw that that water tower, I was like, that's exactly where I'd be. Me right there. So obvious. After partisan attempts to bankrupt him, imprison him for 750 years, and countless depictions as a modern day Hitler, are you surprised, sir, that a lot of Americans are like, maybe there's more to this story?
Amen.
I wouldn't begin to speculate about what the American people think, sir.
Colonel, did your team make entry and conduct investigation at the suspect's home prior to this shooting?
Excuse me, sir? I've asked that question.
Did your team make entry and conduct any investigation at the suspect's home?
I believe we had people that participated in that securing of it. There were bomb assets that we provided.
Mr. Chairman, can I have 30 more seconds?
Yeah, I'm letting everybody come.
Okay.
On the night of. Since then, none.
Did you get any reports from any of your agents of anything fishy at the home?
I was briefed on.
Was there any silverware found in the home or trash?
I have nothing in the briefing that I was given, sir.
Was it extremely clean, almost like a medical lab? Were you given any of those reports?
I wasn't giving any of those details, sir.
Okay, that's what I'm hearing. Interesting.
The most damning thing, and Senator Ron Johnson has written about it, a long list of problems. The morning of the 3 days, the Secret Service did not do an assessment of the site until 3 days before. And the first thing you think of is, where's the highest perch?
Yep.
It's no-brainer. It is the water tower. Right.
And the guy who's supposed to be head of that advance had this. He had no experience doing that, I believe.
I'm not sure on that. But they did not, at the BUB, at the morning brief, where all teams get together, Secret Service did not show up. For the morning brief, the idea that this was all local or state territory, we weren't responsible. The Secret Service is responsible for all of it.
Ultimately responsible, Secret Service, not a doubt.
And the idea that all of these questions and eyewitness accounts, counteract or contravene whatever the narrative that's being suppressed, really, but being put out. There's a no-brainer that this thing was not above board. This whole thing, there's way too many questions, way too many flaws in the actions of those responsible for securing the people, not just the president, but the people at the event.
Well, and I admit fully personally, this obviously isn't my world, but it seems like every special ops person I've listened to reacting to what happened that day is just flabbergasted and drawing the same conclusions that this is so negligent in terms of security, you have to start suspecting like malice.
Well,
Yeah.
another thing with him flying the drone, as it's a guy who's got drones, whenever the president has come to town, say they land at Maxwell, you get a no-fly
30
alert.
miles.
And my drone will not fly.
Right, for
I
30
mean,
miles.
it just will not fly.
Right. Oh, yeah, jamming.
I can't. Yeah, right. I can't do anything about it. So that tells me they did not put out any type of no-fly zone, which I thought was just standard operating procedure.
Yeah, I thought that Tucker's interview of this guy that I listened to yesterday, he interviewed him at the end of last week, I think, and this is the stuff he's done his career doing, and he said that this kid had an M16 with iron sights at 130 yards, which, okay, you're expecting this well-trained, even if he is well-trained, which is very doubtful, 20-year-old guy to be able to pop a headshot on a target 130 yards away. That in and of itself doesn't make sense. And then you have injuries of people that were injured outside of the line of his line of fire, that it doesn't make sense. And it's there are way too. The 42 seconds that the sniper, the SWAT counter sniper had, he was down on his reticle for 42 seconds before he fired, is bewildering to me, if that video is accurate.
Right.
But none of it adds up, and it's just more distrust of the people in charge. And this was a major, major, major deal. Where are we today if he would have succeeded?
Exactly.
And yet you have the FBI director saying, well, maybe it was shrapnel that hit him, as the media is now running with that story. That's Newsweek, especially running with that.
Wow. I'm surprised there.
Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Semper Days.
Hey, Semper Days.
Well, you know, if President Biden would have been up there and he'd have gotten a hangnail, it wouldn't have been shrapnel.
Right.
That's for sure. But it was enlightening to see the silver-haired congressional folks up on top of the sloped roof that the Secret Service couldn't get up on.
Right.
And the secret agent lady, you know, she gave up her badge, and now she's got a pink slip, and I'm sure she'll appear somewhere.
State Department.
Yep. Oh yeah, no doubt.
She'll be somewhere in some governmental agency, some plum job. They'll find for her. And just like Eric Holder is vetting, so they'll find a place for her.
They always do.
Well, I do want to say one thing positive. I didn't watch the speech. I just watched what y'all just played from our president last night. And it's the first time I've heard of baby boomers in the sense passing the torch to the next generation. It's something that they have held a death grip on for the last 40 years, 30 years. And it's an interesting use of words that he had, because now that they've destroyed the system, let's give it to the next guy. Yeah.
Well, Joey, that's what you've always asked for.
Well, I kind of wanted to take a screen grab of the in Paris, the Olympic Games, where they're giving the torch to the transgender person. And I want to be like, I'm telling my kids, this is Biden passing the torch to Kamala. Like, this is.
And hadn't President Biden had a history before of plagiarizing, and he got that from President Kennedy's speech?
He had plagiarized many a times. Yeah.
Have a good day, gentlemen.
Thank you, Simpler Days. This part of the program brought to you by James Cole and Cole Plumbing. And they're at Cole Plumbing. They can help you with all of your plumbing issues, from a big leak that is up in the water bill, or time is of the essence. They understand that they're at Cole Plumbing, and they have this proprietary pipelining technology that allows them, with minimal discomfort to you and your home, to get in there and solve the problem without tearing out a bunch of drywall, digging up a huge hole in your yard. No, with precision expertise, they can solve that issue. And they can help with everyday plumbing problems, from low water pressure to a clogged drain, things like tree root invasion, maybe even a gas line leak.
They can do it.
And maybe you don't have an issue other than, I want to upgrade. So to tankless water heater system, they can do that. Maybe you want a taller toilet if your knees and hips aren't working as well and you want it to be, not a chore to actually use the bathroom. Or it could be you want to get all fancy, get a bidet, Japanese toilet, whatever. The Cole Plumbing can install all that for you. So check them out today. You can always go to coleplumbing.com, but I recommend just call them up at 279-8919. That's 279-8919. And just remember, folks, when you have trouble with your bowl,
call on Cole, Joey.
Let's hit a quick break. Be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Hey, folks, thank you for making CTE Outdoor Power a preferred dealer and Hustler one of the most popular riding mowers. Recently, I met a couple from Evergreen who discovered us because friends recommended both CTE and Hustler. They heard our team of friendly, helpful professionals would guide them to the Hustler model that's the best fit for them, and that because we support all the products we sell, we take the hassle out of future needed parts and service. They like Hustler because of the highest quality and warranty, and that we partner with Hustler to offer 0% interest financing. Now, if you haven't discovered Hustler and CTE yet, now is the perfect time because this month, when you mention this ad, we'll pay the sales tax when you purchase any new riding mower. Folks, can you get all that anywhere else? CTE Outdoor Power, I-85 at Perry Hill Road and CTEOutdoorPower.com.
Hello, everyone. Robbie Pelt with Capital City Roofing. If you think about it, your home is your biggest investment in life. Your roof covers your home, so why jeopardize your biggest investment on a roofer you don't know anything about when you can deal with a reputable roofing company like Capital City Roofing? We have an A+ Better business rating and the best manufacturers and workmanship warranties available. We do all residential and commercial roofing applications that are certified through the manufacturer to ensure you get the best material and workmanship money can buy. We also have your project in our best interest before and after construction has been done. Don't hesitate to call us if you have any roofing issues or questions. We will match any of our competitors' price and give you the same great workmanship warranty. We also give free estimates. Give us a call today and let us show you the difference. 277-3311. That's 277-3311. Or you can check us out on the web at www.capitalcityroofing.com. Capital City Roofing. We capitalize the roofing industry.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values. This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From a little fender bender to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For over 35 years, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Well, hi, everybody. This current weather pattern is going to roll on at least through the weekend. Lots of humidity and better than normal rain chances hang in. High temperature today in the upper 80s, low tonight in the low 70s, and once again, scattered to numerous showers and thunderstorms. Most numerous, of course, in the afternoon and evening hours, some with some very heavy downpours. And the better than normal rain chances hang around each day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, with highs each day right around 90. Also an elevated rain chance down on the coast. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
For the lowest prices around on flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies, Budget Floors and More is your new best friend. Luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, floor installation supplies, and more with prices lower than the big box stores. Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey to Publix. Shashi's Bakery and Fine Foods welcomes you, where every bite feels like coming home. Shashi's has been serving up all of your favorites for years in their eclectic homey dining room. Enjoy a relaxing lunch with a glass of wine. Everything from a meat and three to grilled Reubens, fried shrimp, fried oysters and shrimp and crab gumbo, Greek-style snapper, and smoked beef tenderloin. Everything is made homemade And at Shashi's, the veggies come from the Montgomery Curb Market. If you're craving Shashi's cinnamon rolls, cream cheese brownies, or if you can't stop thinking about their fresh chicken salad, then head home to Shashi's. Put Saturday brunch back on your calendar and enjoy all of your favorites again. Whether it's Friday Eve, a birthday, or whatever the occasion, come home to Shashi's Bakery and Fine Foods. Shashi's Bakery and Fine Foods, an iconic, locally owned restaurant located at 1700 Mulberry Street.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Thank you again to Dr. Stuart Tankersley. He had to run. He's got to go back to the doctor's office.
Right.
But always appreciate his time here on the program. I really do. I think insightful guy, number one. But
very
also a guy that always brings it back, I think, in a good way to one's moral compass.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to Jim. Hey, Jim, how you doing?
Oh, pretty good. Joining in the discussion here, I was just watching the John Kirby and Corrine. How do you like my wig, John Pierre?
Mm-hmm.
I always wondered, do you think she and Joy Reid have the same wig store they buy their hair from?
I don't know. That's not my world. I got luxurious locks I grow myself.
This is true.
You know, I'm watching, John Kirby. Now they got Blinken coming on a little bit later. Why do we believe these guys? They're all in on it. I mean, you going to believe any of this stuff they're spewing?
Nope. No. None of it.
Well, and don't get frustrated, folks. Laugh at them and their desperation.
I mean, we're in a conundrum. You sit there, you're trying to, in Fox, I got to give them credit. They do dig on a lot of stuff, and try to report. But look who you're interviewing. All these people,
right?
That are in on it. I mean, who you believe? The FBI? No. Secret Service? No. These other. I mean, it's just frustrating.
Yeah.
And I've got an idea for a debate.
Okay.
Fox News needs to hold the debate. No holds barred. The moderators will be Peter Doocy, Greg Gutfeld. I mean, I would love to have Greg Gutfeld.
Yeah.
He'd probably be thrown out after about 15 minutes. They'd probably
This is true.
throw him off.
He'd start showing photos of little kittens to lighten up the mood. Get out of here, Greg.
But I mean, I don't know what you think about Gutfeld. He's kind of but he doesn't care, man. And he has some good stuff. I mean, man. And maybe we could have Tyrus in the back as kind of a, if in case something breaks out, Tyrus can get in there and
yeah, he'd be the enforcer.
and have him standing behind him with his no sleeves and his arms crossed with his gun, But that would be a very interesting debate. So, this whole thing is it's
crazy. And you got a front row
nasty
seat
after
to it.
watching those people up there. Yeah. Well, something's going to break loose here.
Well, via
and
Josh Hawley, this just broke, and Catherine Herridge is now putting it out. Quote, according to one whistleblower, the night before the rally, U.S. Secret Service repeatedly denied offers from a local law enforcement partner to utilize drone technology to secure the rally.
Saw that last night on the Twitter.
Yeah. This thing stinks, and you're in trouble. When you got the FBI guy saying, "Well, we're going to get," right.
Yeah.
We've been waiting since 1963, and we hadn't heard anything yet. So, oh boy. it's going to be an interesting 100 and something days.
Now, Jim, do you think they're going to stick with Kamala?
If they do, and she wins by a landslide, watch out. You talk about a revolt. I think they're going to come up with something like bird flu. They're going to push the bird flu. Oh, we got to have mail-in ballots. You got the bird flu.
That's what Senator Tuberville was saying.
Yeah, you got to fight it.
Well, I appreciate the
I
call.
saw that. That's right, bro.
Appreciate it, Jim.
I don't know if she or not. I want to see what she looks like when she comes up debating Trump, or really get where people really get into it. Right now, she's just speaking before a bunch of liberal groups and going through all this rah-rah right now. But she is so liberal. I think there's a lot of Democrats that don't run her.
Oh yeah, agreed.
And it's gonna be very interesting. So, and I missed your guest there. Who was your guest? I'm sorry, I just caught it at the end there.
Dr. Stuart Tankersley.
Tankersley, great guy.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Great guy, man.
Yeah, he's a smart man.
Yeah.
Anyways, enjoying the program, but this thing's I got to get back here. KJP is getting ready to try to answer some questions. I'm going to see if he's going to call on Peter Ducey.
All right, Jim.
Appreciate the call, man.
See you, bud.
Y'all have a good one.
You too.
272.
I do like your hair. I mean, look at that. That's good hair, Joey. Like, say you got a dirty pan. Get in there and clean that pan right up.
Looks like an anime character.
It does. Like something
No, with
straight
that
off-
whole get up too.
Oh,
Actually, I
right.
kind of like it.
Straight off The Simpsons. I like
You know,
it, too.
the pink jacket with the button up all the way to the top. I actually kind of like that look.
You should mimic that.
No, not for me.
For a woman in general?
Actually, yeah. I wouldn't. That's an interesting look. I don't mind
Yeah,
that look.
I'll give it interesting.
Hey, let's see how Trump's doing. Because, you know, everybody's talking about all sorts of stuff. Let's just see how Trump was doing at his rally last night. Oh, the crowd seems to be into it.
Yeah.
For 3.5 years, Lion Kamala Harris has been the ultra-liberal driving force behind every single Biden catastrophe. She is a radical left lunatic who will destroy our country. If she ever gets the chance to get into office, we're not going to let that happen. You know, I was supposed to be nice. They say something happened to me when I got shot. I became nice. And when you're dealing with these people, they're very dangerous people. When you're dealing with them, you can't be too nice. You really can't be. So if you don't mind, I'm not going to be nice. Is that okay? They want me to be nice.
Man, he was, and that crowd was rocking
Oh, yeah,
at
they
that
were.
particular event. One thing that surprised me, Trump agreed after Secret Service said, please stop doing outdoor rallies.
Mhm.
Trump agreed to, okay, I won't do outdoor rallies. I think what's going to happen is he's going to continue to do stadiums. Like stadiums.
Yeah.
There are
That's what
folks
he
online trying to claim Kamala packed out a stadium. And it's like, no, it looks more like a high school gym. Like, yeah, you got a few thousand there. Good for you. Like,
Well, if she came to Montgomery and around here, she would sell out a high school gym.
Sure. Well, how big is Acadome still in functioning? How big is Acadome?
Yeah, she could sell that.
Yeah,
she could sell that.
Garrett Coliseum?
No.
You don't think so?
Not so much.
27. I think I've been to the Acadome once or twice where I think we saw one variation of the Temptations.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it wasn't. I think there was only like one original member when they were touring. But
That's cool.
it's good. It's good. Let's go to line 3. You're on there. Who's this?
It's the Master Thespian.
Oh.
What's up, Master Thespian?
Now, look, if we're going to accuse our glorious leader and commander-in-chief, Joe Robinette Biden, of plagiarism, we need to make sure and get it correct. He didn't, in the 1980s, plagiarize John F. Kennedy. He plagiarized Robert Kennedy.
Oh.
You still plagiarized, but anyway, it's got to make things. I watched both Biden's address last night and watched a great chunk of Trump. Trump spoke for over an hour. Did y'all realize that?
No, but I figured he's going to be doing that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Showing
and
he's
it's obvious.
vigorous.
Well, he's the Energizer Bunny. He just keeps going and going. Two things about Biden's address that really creeped me out. Number one, if you look at video of it, the right side of his mouth is drooping down.
Yep.
And I turned to my wife and said, he's had a stroke.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing is that he didn't look directly at the camera. He was looking above the camera, reading his teleprompter. And I thought, that's a little odd. You know, because you go back and look at the video and see. It's just
the online video, it is off center. There's some clips where I think that was on the TV network feeds, but the one they put online, he's not looking into that camera.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's just very weird. Plus, he really didn't say anything new. He just regurgitated the same talking points he's had over and over and over and over. And I think that's the problem the Democrats are going to have, is that we're already very distrustful. They've already lied to us once, and they keep putting this sugarcoating on our dear vice president. After a while, that sugarcoating is going to melt.
There you go.
Yep.
You know, don't think about it. We're just Thursday. He made his announcement Sunday. We haven't even been a week after she has become the presumptive nominee. You know, let's give it some time and just see how things play out. I think it's going to be a very interesting ride, though. Very interesting. So, y'all keep up the good work.
Appreciate it, Master Thespian.
Thank you, gentlemen. Goodbye.
See you, man.
And to his point, here's some more Trump at that big old rally as he was the Energizer Bunny.
As you know, 3 days ago, we officially defeated the worst president in the history of our country, crooked Joe Biden. He quit because he was losing so badly in the polls. He was down in every single poll and down by a lot, so he quit. But really, what happened was the leaders of the Democrat Party, in a very undemocratic move, the bosses, they said, either you get out or we're going to throw you out using the 25th Amendment. That's what happened. You know that. So what? Well, you know that. That's what happens. That's what happens. These are nasty people, the Democrats, so we better beat them or we're not going to have a country left. You're not going to have a country left. So now we have a new victim to defeat. Lion Kamala Harris. Lion. L-Y-I-N apostrophe.
Man. Okay, the stadium, just the audio coming, that boo.
Pretty strong.
Yeah, that's a packed crowd right there. We got another break. First, as part of the program, in fact, the entire hour brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And there at Alabama Home Mortgage, Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon are ready to help you, whether you're looking to buy a home or refinance a home.
Right.
And especially if you're a veteran, they are certified and understand the latest when it comes to the VA home loan programs. So if you are a veteran and you haven't used this benefit that you earned through your service, you're leaving money on the table. And it could be you're currently in a home. Would you suggest people still call them up if you're a veteran?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Refinance, baby.
Right. And, I mean, it's bar none the best deal in town.
Bar none. Absolutely.
Yeah. And, of course, you don't have to be a veteran to also get a great deal with Alabama Home Mortgage. Again, whether it's a refinance or could be you just moved to the area and you need to buy. Well, from pre-approval all the way to the closing day, Kim and Madeline have your back. So check them out today. You can always call them at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
For over 40 years, Headley Plumbing has been fixing the River Region's plumbing problems with fast, affordable service. The pros at Headley are ready to respond anytime you need help, and they charge fair rates for their expert service. They help River Region homes and businesses every day, from repairing leaky faucets, septic tank service, replacing damaged sewer lines, or just unstopping a blocked drain. Trust the experts at Headley Plumbing. Call 285-3667. Headley Plumbing, 285-3667. Remember Headley's motto, in our business, a flush beats a full house.
Headley Metal Buildings has been your source for quality metal buildings in the River Region since 2007. Carports up to 24 feet wide, RV covers, storage buildings, even a sturdy metal barn up to 54 feet wide. Your structure can be customized, installed on level ground, and comes with a 20-year warranty. Let Headley Metal Buildings help you find the perfect solution. Financing available. Call 285-3667 for details or find Headley Metal Buildings on Facebook.
When you have the opportunity to go for gold, take it. The Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event is at Lexus of Montgomery. Drive the new IS300, just $396 a month. New Lexus ES350, only $473 a month. At Lexus of Montgomery, everybody wins. Part of the Sutherland Automotive Group.
Number 5130706, 4,999 due at signing. Number U1844206, 5,999 due at signing. 5,000 miles per year, 36 months, plus tax, tag, title, and $995 fee. Offer expires 7/31/24.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the River Region. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. Now, next I'll be telling you that Kamala was never appointed the AI czar.
Dude.
It's
so they're telling you.
Just shameless and
Believe
desperate.
nothing that you see, nothing that you hear, only what we tell you.
It wasn't the party bosses and the elite. It was a grassroots from the ground up. Both Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer in the same press conference used the exact same language. Grassroots from the ground up, and Harris is now the
same
person.
email.
Mm-hmm. Trump putting out on Truth Social that when Kamala Harris did very well, I think, in the Senate race, it's like first Indian American elected to the Senate, and as she's picked as vice president, first black woman vice president, and like, so we're talking what, Jamaican and
half Jamaican, half Indian.
Yeah. When are we going to get a descendant of slaves actually on the top of the ticket?
I have no idea. For all I know,
Because at this point, Elon Musk is more African American than Kamala Harris. Not like it matters.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to me. It certainly seems to matter to a certain subset of the voting population, though.
Not this guy.
Yeah, you and I were going to sell out Whitey by going with Vivek, right?
Yep, that was my plan. Still got the
people
shirt.
are so disappointed in us, and
I don't know what people
like. We're not being good Christians. We're not being good polite people.
Wore the shirt. I did get some pushback, but now people kind of look at me like, maybe next time.
Did you see his Bigfoot though? Like he's a good guy.
It's freshly painted.
What color did you paint it?
It's black, like shadow black.
Oh, so it really
like a silhouette. Yeah.
Okay.
I think though I'm going to put an American flag. I missed my opportunity on July 4th, but I'm going to put an American flag, like he's toting an American flag.
Oh. Yeah. Now let's go to the other part of the ticket for Trump, J.D. Vance.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing here somebody say, "What an amazing endorsement of J.D. Vance." So who endorsed him? Well, this is from a group. It's called The Canvas. It's a popular survey done during the RNC at Milwaukee.
Okay.
But it wasn't like the everyday person or delegate. They polled senior congressional staffers.
Okay.
K Street leaders, a big lobbyist. Mm-hmm. So top staffers and lobbyists. That's who's really playing the sort of oligarchic game up there.
Yeah, yep.
But we got their immediate reactions after speeches and events. Here are some of the most surprising results from the RNC Canvas poll conducted in partnership with independent public affair firm LSG. First bullet point, nearly 80% of respondents disapproved of Donald Trump's VP pick, J.D. Vance. Again, this is lobbyists and senior congressional staffers.
That makes sense. That makes perfect
80% disapproved, preferring Glenn Youngkin, Nikki Haley, Tim Scott, and Marco Rubio.
Nikki Haley,
Of course
really?
they did.
Shocker.
Most thought Haley was the most effective uniter and the next
course
best
they
VP
did.
choice. Get out the bushes. These neocons and these insiders. Well, and you know for a fact, I could have kissed Tucker Carlson when he called out Lindsey Graham.
Yeah.
How many of these folks who are actually running the show up there in the establishment, genuine? I guess it depends on the day. But you better believe a lot of these folks were doing everything in their power to make sure J.D. Vance wasn't the vice presidential pick. Again, 80% of congressional staffers and K Street leaders are like, J.D. Vance was the wrong pick. So you know for a fact they're sitting there behind the scenes trying to do everything within their power to keep Vance from getting on the ticket. And then as soon as he's on the ticket, all sorts of folks came out and goes, oh, J.D.'s my good friend, and he's really doing great. Like, he'll be great. He'll be wonderful.
Yeah.
Just so dishonest. That's the sort of dishonesty you come to expect in this. Like, politics in D.C. is literally high school. I keep saying this. If you want to understand politics, go watch that documentary, Mean Girls.
Yeah, it's worse than that. I think it's kids on the playground, recess, 5th, 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Who's got cooties?
Who's the best dressed?
Yep.
They literally did that at the convention. Look at that dress. Hang on.
Did they make a yearbook too? A slam book?
You better believe it, baby. Now it's a group text.
That's right. Exactly right.
See who Lindsay was with last night?
Mhm.
Yeah, all right. But no, everybody's sworn to secrecy because everybody's dirty. It's like, that sort of thing.
No honor among thieves.
Yeah, I don't buy the propriety of the Senate. I did get a kick out of, though, Katie Britt's kicks. Yesterday, as I'm playing the Netanyahu speech live, I'm seeing, there's Senator Britt, Senator Katie Britt, in the front row.
Is that right?
And I noticed something. I think she was wearing not like it matters what she wears, but she was wearing exactly what she wore last time she was in the studio. It's sort of that blue or purple thing.
I don't know what she wore in the studio. I didn't lock it in there, Joey. I
had to edit video afterwards.
Oh, okay. Good.
I'm not going to forget.
Good save.
No, seriously, I tried to promote this before the State of the Union.
Okay, buddy, whatever.
But it's the same thing. But then I noticed New Balances.
Yeah, man.
So we're rocking what is a very nice,
Very comfortable shoe.
sure a very nice business, pantsuit or whatever it is. And then with New Balance kicks.
Yeah.
I'm like, those were the bee's knees back in middle school.
Dude, they're very comfortable shoes.
They are. I mean, you need to convince her,
Sensible
though, to
shoes.
go with Crocs. I think she would
Well, I was
be
going
even
to
more
say,
comfortable.
if she knew her feet weren't going to be exposed and she's just looking for comfort, Crocs is the way
Crocs
to go.
is the way to go. My feet are exposed today. I'm wearing Croc brand, flip-flops right
Hey, you remember that movie, Idiocracy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they wanted a shoe that was so ugly that no matter what happened, no one would ever buy that shoe.
Mm-hmm.
They were Crocs. Look it up.
Wow.
They're Crocs.
Wow. We got to hit our top of the hour break. In fact, we'll be playing some of Katie Britt's reaction to what was going on with Bibi Netanyahu and, of course, some of the scenes outside of the Capitol while Netanyahu was speaking.
Yeah. Some intense happenings there.
Yeah. But first, this part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services. And they're at Pest Pro. Ashley and that great team are ready to help you with all your pest control needs. It could be you have a specific job you need to get done, like termite inspection, termite treatment, or maybe even mosquito treatment.
Works for me, baby.
You actually want to enjoy your backyard or enjoy the front porch after, you get the family together instead of having to spray Grand Ball with a bunch of chemicals.
Come on. Or hold the torches. They
Just
don't
have
really
the
do
yard
anything
treated.
anyway.
Yeah, they don't work either. Yeah, let me light a candle. Oh, thanks. So let me sit right over the candle so I make sure the smoke just gets my ear or something. But you don't have to live that way.
No.
They can treat your yard for mosquitoes and they're going to be gone. It works beautifully.
It works great.
Or it could be you're just looking for a local pest control company that you can trust, who gets the job done well, that are true professionals. Well, that is Pest Pro Services. So call them today at 265-9990. That's 265-9990. or you can always go to ppsriverregion.com or just search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces. When you want to know, call a pro, Pest Pro Services, and be sure to tell them that, well, tell Ashley and the great team that Joey and Eddie sent you. Don't tell Ashley that Ashley sent you, that Joey's having a brain fart. He's been listening to too much Biden.
I guess so, buddy.
Maybe I'm having a stroke. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu met today with President Biden and later with Vice President Harris. Tomorrow in Florida, the Prime Minister sits down with former President Donald Trump. Fewer Americans filing for unemployment benefits last week, with applications remained at recently elevated, though not troubling levels. Jobless claims for the week ending July 20th fell by 10,000 to 235,000, according to the Labor Department. It's the ninth straight week claims came in above 220,000. And California Governor Gavin Newsom has issued an executive order for the removal of homeless encampments in his state. His order follows a Supreme Court ruling that allowed for such action. The Dow had 331 points, the Nasdaq up 45. This is SRN News.
Government debt is now exploding by an unprecedented $1 trillion every 90 days. Think of that. It's a clear sign that our nation's finances are spinning out of control, and it's putting the savings of every one of you at risk. Hello, I'm Lance Wallnow, a news analyst and best-selling author and an evangelical leader. I'm deeply concerned about the impact this runaway debt is going to have on Christians like you who have worked hard to build your own nest egg for your family. To protect your financial future in these uncertain times, you need to diversify with something tangible and proven, like physical gold. That's why I recommend a gold IRA. To learn more, text FAITH to the number 989898, and my friends at Birch Gold Group will rush you a free info kit on how to move your IRA or 401k to physical precious metals, tax and penalty-free. So don't wait. Just text the word FAITH to 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs. Birch Gold Group is the only company I trust. There's no obligation. So text FAITH to 989898, and I pray this information helps you achieve prosperity and peace of mind.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. Alabama Wholesale Lumber, serving the river region with the best quality building materials for decades. Contractor to do-it-yourselfer. Call Alabama Wholesale Lumber.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. This current weather pattern is going to roll on at least through the weekend. Lots of humidity and the better than normal rain chances hang in. High temperature today in the upper 80s, low tonight in the low 70s, and once again, scattered to numerous showers and thunderstorms. Most numerous, of course, in the afternoon and evening hours, some with some very heavy downpours. And the better than normal rain chances hang around each day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, with highs each day right around 90. Also an elevated rain chance down on the coast. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
John Bobo with Capital Tractor. Have you heard the news? Capital Tractor will soon be moving to a brand new location in Montgomery. With lots of Kubota inventory, we're going to sell it instead of move it. Our big moving sale is a great time to get a great deal on a Kubota at Capital Tractor in Montgomery.
1819 News. Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall joined 10 other states in opposing the Department of Justice's proposal to reschedule marijuana from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. The move follows a scientific review requested by President Biden in 2022, with the DOJ starting the rulemaking process in August 2023. Marshall also criticizing the Biden administration's efforts as a political maneuver aimed at gaining voter support. More Alabama news to come after this.
Are you enjoying 1819 News? If so, consider joining 1819 News as a member. As a nonprofit news organization, we depend on the support of Alabamians like you. Memberships start out as little as $5 a month, and you'll get access to exclusive content only offered to our members. You'll be supporting independent journalism done by people who cherish Alabama values. Become a member today by visiting 1819news.com and clicking Become a Member. That's 1819news.com and click Become a Member today.
At the Birmingham City Council meeting earlier this week, members voted to apply for 2 federal grants. One would be a $2.5 million HUD grant that would go towards helping local residents avoid being evicted from their homes. The other application would be made to the U.S. Justice Department for a $150,000 grant to help the Birmingham Police Department purchase new laptops, iPads, and other electronic equipment to be used in ballistics and digital forensics. Canine flu is taking over the Montgomery County Humane Society. Over 40 dogs are showing symptoms of the illness, according to the staff. The Humane Society is closed through Saturday to combat the issue. Folks who find a lost pet are asked not to take them to the shelter. I'm Tim Berg.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. For Montgomery's conversational radio show, it's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm Joey. That fellow there with the palm tree American flag shirt is Eddie.
How you doing, buddy?
His Bigfoot is very impressive.
I thought so.
Yeah, you put a lot of work into that. That Airbnb is impressive. I echo what Boomer T said earlier in the show.
It's doing pretty good, but let me tell you, there are stresses to running more than one household.
Can I get a discount if I run it?
We have an application process, I'm sure.
Okay, right, yeah.
I'll have my people call it your grandpa.
Mm-hmm. We don't want any secret fruit staying up here.
Well,
I know you were thinking it.
I didn't want to say that.
I know you were thinking it. Especially it's like Joey's like saying, remember that dress? Oh, how lovely that is.
The red dress?
Yeah.
You know, I've thought about that often. Thought about bringing it up too, but
the red dress?
Yeah, your little red dress running that you did.
Oh no. That was when I was drinking a lot.
Times
it was a bachelor party.
Times like change there in a whole 2 weeks.
And really, that was the red dress run. It is a crazy event because folks do the charity run.
Oh, I think it's great.
And they go get wasted.
Yeah.
Down on Bourbon Street, and it's thousands of people, men and women, just wearing red dresses.
I've seen something like that with the Santa Claus run. So I love the idea of that.
It's fun.
But someone from Montgomery, Alabama, much less Joey Clark, and I'll be honest.
And I had very long hair then,
yeah,
and I was skinny as a rail.
Right. Times are different, though, now, Joey.
Well, and actually, one strap fell down, because... Like you sweat in New Orleans and you're getting drunk.
Just wet. That's just
and so like it just kind of fell off. And it's not like I care. And folks are coming up asking for a blessing. Like I don't think that's gnarly times. Gnarly times. So a notable absence.
Yeah.
At the Netanyahu speech yesterday, because I did carry most of it live. I'm sitting there going, well, there's Mike Johnson. Usually for these congressional big speech as the vice president. It was
Yeah,
Ben
especially
Cardin.
here local.
Yeah, like
Here in the U.S., man.
Where's Kamala Harris? And so I wasn't the only one who noticed that.
Oh.
Good old Sean Hannity and Katie Brett noticed.
Now, earlier tonight, Donald Trump held a massive rally in Charlotte, North Carolina, where supporters...
Now, is there a way for me to skip over Sean? I think there is.
Really?
Yeah, let me
They
see.
allow that?
Okay.
Is he aware?
Thank God.
You're
Here, keep going.
Her in her own words,
missed
they're going to realize that she is way outside of the mainstream, the most radical person to ever run for president. How is that going to play out?
Harris.
Oh, it's not going to play out well. You're exactly right. I mean, she is left of Bernie Sanders. How do you even get there? You know, when I heard Joe Biden say tonight that, the great thing about America is here that kings and dictators do not rule, the people do. Look, Sean, every word that he read from that teleprompter at that point was just dripping with hypocrisy, because in this very situation, that's exactly what happened. You had party bosses, right? You had liberal elites, right? Checking the box and saying, get out, Joe, we're going to coronate Kamala. And at the end of the day, when the American people get to know her, they will realize why she never got over 3% when she ran for president herself. The American people want common sense policies. They want Donald Trump back in office. They want a secure border. They want stable prices. They want peace through strength. And today, when she had her very first test as the de facto coronated presidential candidate of the Democratic Party, she failed. She failed miserably, just like she has as the border czar, just like she has in other situations. She failed today. She refused to show up to preside over the joint session there with one of our great allies and the only beacon of democracy and hope in the Middle East. And it was really disgraceful. It was despicable. And the American people deserve better.
I agree completely. How long do you think it will take to sort of permeate into the consciousness of the American people just how extreme, just how radical she is? And yeah, today spoke volumes. We saw the radicals, ripping down the American flag, burning the American flag, putting up the Palestinian flag. And she's boycotting our #1 ally, defending itself after the worst terror attack in their history. What part of rape, murder, kidnapping, torture, and beheading does she not understand?
Correct. Our great ally is literally at war. I mean, they are fighting for their very existence. And she chose to go speak at a conference. And I want to make sure that your viewers know this. That conference lasted for 5 days. Now, don't you know, if she had said, look, I need to come at a different time. I need to both greet and be there to preside over this joint session.
Think so?
They would have accommodated the Vice President of the United States at any time that fit her schedule. She chose not to do that. And you know what else she chose not to do, Sean? She chose not to speak out against the despicable protests that we saw today, burning of the American flag, raising the flag of Hamas across the air, spray painting, Hamas is here, Hamas is coming. It is just, there is nothing presidential about that. That is weak and that is vulnerable, and that's more of what we'll see from her moving forward.
Yeah. Well, damn.
That really bothers me too. I can't stand the idea of that. It's your right to burn your own flag, but not off someone else's property.
Oh, so you're wise to the distinction I would make, because here's Trump this morning, and of course, folks, the American flag, at Union Station, was pulled down. I believe I saw Congressman Dale Strong there from Alabama and Jerry Carl there and putting up a new one.
Good.
And it was several members of Congress went to go put up a new one, but the flag was ripped down. A Palestinian flag was raised up, and that flag was burned.
Yeah,
so here's Trump's reaction this morning.
You should get a 1-year jail sentence if you do anything to desecrate the American flag. Now, people will say, oh, it's unconstitutional. Those are stupid people. Those are stupid people that say that. We have to work in Congress to get a 1-year jail sentence when they're allowed to stomp on the flag and put lighter fluid on the flag and set it afire. And when you're allowed to do that, you get a 1-year jail sentence and you'll never see it again. And all over the world, Putin and President Xi of China, all over the world, they're watching this. Kim Jong-un, he looks at us like we're a bunch of babies.
And our children are watching this.
Yeah, our children are watching this. Why were you showing your kids the news? Do you want to rot out their brains?
There are times when you need to make them aware of things.
No, I guess I'm a stupid person. Because, yeah, that would be deeply unconstitutional. Though I will say, if you pull down a flag...
It's your flag. Do what you want.
That ain't yours.
Right.
Especially one in a prominent public space. You raise up another one and then you burn it. Yeah, you need to go to prison for a year.
Yeah,
I would agree with that.
It's destruction of state property.
But is anybody going to really get in trouble for
the
mayhem yesterday?
No, because they're...
No, they're on the right team.
Right. They're on the side of peace. Love.
And by the way, if you want to know what democracy looks like, it's what happened outside the Capitol yesterday. Oh, he's just being hyper. No. What do you think the Boston Tea Party was like? What do you think revolutionary America, where they're literally tar and feathering people, was like? Think the mob was just like, well, we'll spray paint a few things. No. And yes, I think the American Revolution was a very democratic revolution. And we always forget about like this thing called the Articles of Confederation, where we tried literal Greek Athenian style democracy. At least the elites in this country didn't think it worked very well because the mob kind of ran the show. And they didn't always just follow the law and go vote and meet in town halls. No, they would literally do all sorts of things to you. When democracy, true democracy rules, it's mob rule. Now, the brilliance of our founders is they say, well, we can take those energies and we can channel them into one aspect of our government. It's called the House of Representatives. That was the idea, at least. Let that class of folks, let the, say, working class, let the mob be represented in the House. Let the aristocrats, these sort of state interests, business interests, landowner stuff, be in the Senate. And the president, at the time they'd even trust the people, will be the Electoral College. Because in history, they understood what you saw outside the Capitol yesterday is what democracy normally looks like. It is mayhem and mob rule and the mob getting their way. It honestly, most of the time, it doesn't look like the peaceful marching of MLK.
No, not at all.
I think that him and Gandhi are fairly unique in that regard. Though Gandhi thought nonviolence would work with Hitler, so it's like, there's a certain extent to where that's not going to work there. But it really is a shame to see. But no, I'm not for, if, you want to go buy an American flag and burn it, I think you're despicable.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to throw you in jail. But I guess I'm a stupid person. And Kim Jong-un is laughing at me.
He laughs at you anyway.
Yeah.
He does.
Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Joe.
Hey, Joe.
How are you guys?
All right.
All right.
Two things. Vice President Harris put out a statement this morning on the protest at the Capitol. I dare you to read it.
And she'd condemn it?
Yes. The second thing is the first campaign ad. And it looks like Beyonce and Taylor Swift is going to play an active role in this campaign. Be blessed. You guys take care.
I can keep trying this crap, but we'll see.
I get my politics from Taylor Swift.
Right. And Beyonce. Well,
this ain't Texas.
We get ours from Hulk Hogan, brother.
Well, that is true. They got me there. They got me there.
Right. Let's go to line 3. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, this is Kevin.
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, I was just recently tuning in. That was like 20 minutes ago, but I was going to say something else, but after listening to that, I think 1 year is way too late for somebody pulling some stuff like that. I think that'd be up there close to treason, for real. I mean, hell, if you actually want to sit there and burn American flags like that in protest of a terrorist group, I mean, honestly, yeah. But anyway, besides that, I was just up in Birmingham earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Figured spread this on you, and I actually heard your voice on the commercial. Matter of fact, the same one where you're talking about the powers that be on here. It was News and Views with David Blackman. I didn't realize 1819 was goes that far.
Yeah. Wait, which station was this?
99.5.
Oh, yeah.
Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah. No, 1819's not working with stations across the state.
Yeah, it was weird because I got confused. I was like, wait a minute, am I in Birmingham here in Joey Clark? What in the world?
If they want to add me to the lineup, though, I don't think the corporates want to make some deal like that. I'd be happy to join.
I understand that. But no, I live in Montgomery. My main office is out of Birmingham, and whenever I tuned in, I heard your commercial, and I was like, wait a minute, where am I? But no, I love what you guys do, man. I listen to y'all every day. I just figured I'd share that little tidbit, and I was like, news and views, wait a minute.
Yeah, I think
sitting there like,
I'm at the point where I just want to call this show Joey Clark Live, honestly. But because what an original name.
Joey and Eddie Live or Joey Clark Live, either one.
There you go. Mm-hmm. Well, I appreciate it, Kevin. Really do, man.
Not a problem. You can...
Take care, Kevin.
272-9228. Go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
I'm Weezer.
Hey, Weezer.
Yeah, that's me. I've got two things real quick.
Okay.
Here in Wetumpka, if you go in the back door of the courthouse,
Mm-hmm.
the parking's really good back there.
Yep.
Right inside the door on the right is a box where you put your flags to be taken care of properly.
Okay.
Your used flags. And the other thing is, I heard Yahoo.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the part where he talked about the river to the sea, and he explained how they have it all wrong. And I was wondering if you could play that again.
If I can find it, but I played it yesterday, so.
Oh, okay. And you played the whole thing, but I just want to hear that one little piece about the story behind the river to the sea. If you can do it.
All right.
And is there any plan for a show that comes on Saturday to be a certain one that was played in the week?
Yeah, that's usually set in motion earlier in the week. Is there a particular one you would want?
There was, but it's been a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
And I may remember it. But thank you for that info, and we enjoy the show.
Thank you, Weezer.
Bye for now. Bye.
See you, hon.
Line 3, you're on there. Who's this?
Dale Jackson just changed the name of his show to Joey Clark Live.
I'll have to text Dale and be like, what is this? Thanks for the free promotion, man.
Yeah, this is Biloxi Gambler. I didn't have nothing important to say, so I figured I'd make a joke. All right, guys. Talk to you later.
See you, man.
We'll live through this somehow.
Oh, yeah, I think we'll be all right.
Unless they cheat us again.
Again?
Yeah, that's what scares me. You know what? The thing that scares me the most is not Kamala. What scares me is Michelle Obama, because she's never had any kind of a track record. So there's nothing to break on her on. And I think that's what scares me, because if she goes, if they replace Kamala with her, they could probably pull that off. And then, of course, with some kind of a bird flu and mail-in votes. So, yeah. I mean, all you can do is just cross your fingers and pray, and I'm looking at the Philippines myself if it goes bad.
Nice.
Talk to y'all later.
Yeah, cost of living.
Philippines, huh?
Cost of living's really great. They've got some...
They don't like people who use drugs, though.
No, they don't. But that's not...
And sometimes you aren't even using drugs. They're just like, you look like it.
Yeah, but you're an American. You'd be like...
Yeah?
Yeah.
In the Philippines?
Yep.
So are you worried about Beyonce and Taylor Swift?
No. I mean, it's cool. People are going to get some money out of the deal. I'm all about capitalism. But no, I got no worries when it comes to that.
Did Michael Jackson ever support somebody for president?
Not that I remember. But I bet if he did, that has quickly been deleted because of how the Michael Jackson thing ended there.
Did Madonna ever support anybody for president? Probably wasn't Reagan.
Yeah, I was going to say. if
So I
it
know,
would have been, it
like,
wouldn't have been
what, James Brown supported Reagan, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, the celebrity game is always like, what, Cardi B supported Biden last time.
Well,
and I guess if you got a big fan, it's just like, I've always found even my favorite artists, like your politics seems sort of separate from why we tend
it's
to
hard
like
for
you.
me to take them seriously. They live a life that I do not live. They're so out of touch with my reality.
Right.
That sorry, but I can't take you seriously on that. They might be good for whatever you do, but for me, no, this doesn't work out.
Yeah, for instance, I love Ocean's 11. I admit it. It's just something I guess I watched with my dad. It's just one of those movies. I'm talking about the remake with Clooney and Brad Pitt and all, that whole crew.
Right.
But it's not like, oh, because I like Danny Ocean, George Clooney is now going to sway my vote. It just seems a little silly. But I forget that, like, the average American voter is not very smart.
Well,
and their vote
unfortunately, that's the
counts, for whatever reason, your vote counts just as much as somebody else's.
Well,
You
but
got to
they-
remember that, folks.
They're so easily influenced on stuff like
Standards and merit does not matter. Everybody gets an equal say.
that. What could Taylor Swift say about any candidate to ever get you to go vote for him? I mean, what could she say to Joey Clark? Oh, never mind. I'm dealing with you.
She could write a song about
Yeah.
it later.
Yeah, she could. She probably would, dude. Be a number one hit.
Little, little, little Joey.
Ooh, that would be a good song.
Yeah. Little, little, below average Joe.
Can we have that as bumper music? I bet she'd allow it.
Yeah. 272-9228 if you want to jump in on the conversation. This part of the program brought to you by Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group. And there at the Goodson Group, Bo and his team are ready to help you with, buying or selling here in the River Region real estate market. So the Montgomery and surrounding areas, Bo and team have your back. And Bo's been doing it for 40 plus years, so he knows what he's talking about when it comes to helping folks out. And of course, it's not just buying or selling a property. They also have management services available should you want to rent out your home. And maybe you got to move and you don't want to sell it. Like, a rental is a great investment given all the turnover at the military bases here. It really is a great investment in this market. And if you don't have experience, though, you probably want a great company to manage it for you, and that's the Goodson Group. And then, of course, the crown jewel there is the Bo Goodson Real Estate School, one of the most highly acclaimed programs here in the state of Alabama because of how many folks have gone on to find great success after taking the course, whether it's fully licensed realtors or more knowledgeable private players. I think that success is based on Bo is sharing that 40-plus years of experience. He's seeded all the good, the bad, and the ugly, and you can learn directly from him. So check him out today. You can always go to thegoodsongroup.com or give him a call at 551-0225. That's 551-0225. Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group. Great sponsor here of News and Views in the afternoon. When we come back, I was reminded of something because people keep bringing up Idiocracy. I remember I wrote about this a couple years back, and I think it's time to dust it off and bring back the idea of why we were sinking into Idiocracy.
Oh, okay.
We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
This isn't just another sale. It's the Toyota Big Win Sales Event at Toyota of Montgomery with big deals on our big Toyota inventory. This month only, get big savings on the fuel-efficient new 2024 Toyota Corolla LE, just $199 a month. The oh-so-stylish and reliable new 2025 Camry LE, only $298 a month. Need more space? Need more versatility? Drive the new 2024 RAV4 LE for only $298 a month. No matter what Toyota you decide on, now's the time to save big. Even the 2025 models are here with big savings. That's why at Toyota of Montgomery, everybody wins. These big offers are here for just a small amount of time. Visit us today at Toyota of Montgomery. Online at toyotamontgomery.com. part of the Sutherland Automotive Group.
Corolla LETSRP 24,183. Camry LETSRP 30,842. RAV 4 liters ETSRP 31,173. 12K miles per year for 36-month lease with 3,980, 3,850, and 4,450 at signing. Zero security deposit with approved credit plus tax, tag, title, and $995 fee. Offer ends 7/31/2024.
Summertime is a fun time at the Kickback Ranch and Event Center. Come and enjoy all the amenities. Swimming, water slide, fishing, bike rides, hike our Trail of Ribbons, find a loved one's name who has fought or is fighting cancer. We host family reunions, church retreats, birthday parties, corporate events, weddings, and more. We have cabins, cottages, tents, and an RV park. Come for the day or spend the weekend. It's a short drive down US 331 south of Montgomery. It's the Kickback Ranch and Event Center. Come join us. Kickbackranch.net.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
The Health and Wealth Show. The Health and Wealth Show. The show so nice, we said it twice. Weekday evenings at 6 on News Talk 93.1 WACV. The Health.
Break it up, son. Joke's over, hey?
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by H&H Carpets, where you will find a complete line of Mohawk carpet with exceptionally clean, smart strand fiber. It's always available and ready to be installed. H&H Carpets, across from Walmart on the Atlanta Highway.
Well, hi, everybody. This current weather pattern is going to roll on at least through the weekend. Lots of humidity and better than normal rain chances hang in. High temperature today in the upper 80s, low tonight in the low 70s, and once again, scattered to numerous showers and thunderstorms. Most numerous, of course, in the afternoon and evening hours, some with some very heavy downpours. And the better than normal rain chances hang around each day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, with highs each day right around 90. Also an elevated rain chance down on the coast. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Do you have big plans this summer? Dive into summer with an ASE Credit Union vacation loan. Whether you've got a trip coming up, projects at home, or just need a little extra cash, we've got you covered. So don't put your plans on hold. Visit yourasecu.com or stop by and see us today.
This is Jim Smith with Adams Drugs. Adams Drugs has been advertising with Blue Water Broadcasting for over a decade and have gone from 7 stores to 12 stores. We attribute our success for what they've done for us. Thank you, Blue Water Broadcasting.
Blue Water Broadcasting is the #1 most listened to radio group in the River region. Find out how to put this reach to work for your business. Call us to find out how we can help. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
Headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. I'm Joey. That's Eddie.
What's up?
Well, I'm happy to report that one of my favorite H.L. Mencken quotes has been making the rounds again on social media. Like, it's become a meme.
Oh, really?
And I think every election cycle this becomes a meme. And here's the money quote. Quote, as democracy is perfected, the office represents more and more closely the inner soul of the people. We move towards a lofty ideal. On some great and glorious day, the plain folks of the land will reach their heart's desire at last, and the White House will be adorned by a downright moron. Though I'm happy to see people exposed to Mencken's political invective and insults in any dosage, no matter how small, I worry many folks are not quite getting the point. I fear they may only be wading into the shallow end of the pool. So allow me to now baptize you in the dangerous depths of Mencken's political cynicism. Forgive me if you're reading this and have already been christened in these rarefied waters. If so, I say bravo, encore. I suppose it won't hurt to be christened again. I try to do so weekly. One can never be too certain about one's political soul. The modern use of Menken's moron quote almost always seems to focus on the hilarious punchline, the downright moron label applying to a particular president or presidential candidate, without paying attention to the setup. Not only is a president being called idiotic, so too is the whole democratic ideal itself. According to Mencken, mass democracy and the culture it produces marches us towards conformity, folly, and stupidity. So the question remains, why, as democracy is perfected, does the inner soul of the people reflect morondom? Well, Mencken provides a full answer in his 1920 essay, The Source of the Moron Quote, on the presidential election of that year. 1920, it was called Bayard and Lionheart, is the name of the essay. Given the way Mencken speaks of the candidates, Warren Harding and James Cox, he might as well have been describing Biden or Trump, or now Trump or Harris, or maybe it's going to be Trump-Obama again. That actually should be a ticket people fear. I think all this Kamala hype is hilarious. But here's what Mencken wrote. He said, neither candidate reveals the slightest dignity of conviction. Neither cares a hoot for any discernible principle. Neither, in any intelligible sense, is a man of honor. However, Mencken then takes a turn. He shifts his focus away from the gladiators in the arena and onto the bloodthirsty spectators. He reminds us that democracy is not about the propagation of diverse and sound ideas, but about winning votes at all costs. And how does one win votes? Again, quoting Mencken, of the two candidates, the one wins who least arouses the suspicions and distrust of the great masses of simple men. Well, what are more likely to arouse those suspicions and distrust than ideas, convictions, and principles? The plain people are not hostile to shysterism, save it be gross and unsuccessful, but they shy instantly and inevitably from the man who comes before them with notions they cannot immediately translate into terms of their everyday delusions. They fear the novel idea, and particularly the revolutionary idea, as they fear the devil. Mencken goes on to venture that this fear of ideas is a peculiarly democratic phenomenon, which has been perfected in America, a country that has developed the doctrine of quote-unquote right thinking, with a quote-unquote singular passion for conformity and dread of novelty and originality in almost every aspect of life. If one is not in agreement with the right thinking of the time, then one is immediately suspect. Quote, any novel idea in any field of human relations carries with it a burden of obnoxiousness and is instantly challenged as mysteriously immoral by the great masses of right-thinking men. Again, this is in 1920, folks. He's writing this. He continues, such tests arise inevitably out of democracy, the domination of unreflective and timorous men moved in vast herds by mob emotions. In private life, no man of sense would think of applying them. We do not estimate the integrity and ability of an acquaintance by his flabby willingness to accept our ideas. We estimate him by the honesty and effectiveness with which he maintains his own. All of us, if we are of reflective habit, like and admire men whose fundamental beliefs differ radically from our own. But when a candidate for public office faces the voters, he does not face men of sense. He faces a mob of men whose chief distinguishing mark is the fact that they are quite incapable of weighing ideas, or even of comprehending any save the most elemental. Men whose whole thinking is done in terms of emotion, and whose dominant emotion is dread of what they cannot understand. So confronted, the candidate must either bark with the pack or count himself lost. That said, we can now craft a simple formulation for why, according to Mencken, the White House will be one day adorned by a downright moron. Number one, democracy offers power to the masses. Number two, with power on offer, the masses come to care more about winning power than the free expression of ideas. Number three, with winning as the goal, all novel ideas take a backseat to conformity, virtue signaling, and emotional appeals. Number four, with the rules of the mob now set as such, only the most empty-headed or hucksterous politicians rise to the top. Number five, and finally, as this process is perfected and the democratic populace expanded, fewer and fewer ideas will matter until we have reached the land of morondom, with the president as our idiot idol. So the next time you wish to quote Henry Louis Mencken to call some president a moron, feel free. But I hope you understand it is the American people's common love of mass democracy that has brought us to this quote-unquote great and glorious day. I would recommend there's an essay called H.L. Mencken, The Joyous Libertarian by Murray Rothbard. It's quite good. Anyway, I know that doesn't give people who love politics and all the cheerleading around this election cycle the warm fuzzies, but I think it's a good explanation why we're getting dumber and dumber and dumber in terms of our politics.
Can't argue there.
272-9228. Well, I mean, maybe I'm being too harsh. Like, we're not that dumb, right? No, we're not that dumb. It's not. We're doing fine.
Where do you want to start?
I mean, we're not. I mean, like, this isn't dumb.
I think I wanted to talk to you about, but let me just quickly put a button.
Okay.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
It's not dumb.
I'm here in Guatemala today. At some point, we are going to the border. We've been to the border.
Okay, good.
So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border.
Right.
We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
Well,
I haven't been to Europe. And I don't understand the point that you're making. I'm not discounting the importance of the border.
Well, I mentioned it because I know Republicans have certainly come at you on this, but Democratic Congressman Cuellar has a border district has said to you and the president, come. You need to see this.
Listen, I care about what's happening at the border. I'm in Guatemala because my focus is dealing with the root causes of migration. There may be some who think that that is not important, but it is my firm belief that if we care about what's happening at the border, we better care about the root causes.
Man, that's just a beautiful exhibition of, say, the therapeutic mind of the liberal elite at work. You don't actually directly look at a problem and solve it. You have to understand and fix all the context. In fact, you need to make the problem and fixing it so complex that it can never really be fixed. In fact, it can only sort of be managed and managed and managed until the next manager comes along and manages it again.
Be one thing if they managed them well, but they managed them poorly.
Right.
And sometimes I can't blame them because, they're like, I inherited this crap. Why am I having to manage this?
Right.
Oh, because the party said, keep this going.
Well, it's because anybody with actual vision and want to get something done, what happens? Oh, the crabs in the bucket start going. And then they appeal to stupid people. Look, the smart people's going to upset our game. Of course, they don't say it that way. They come up with some shtick.
Yeah.
It's just, at the end of the day, I find Kamala Harris, or so many others they might put up, but Harris in particular, is a creature of the same corrupt ruling class that has ruined this country. I put her in the same boat as somebody like Lindsey Graham.
Oh, good Lord.
Mitt Romney, John McCain.
Yeah.
It's not just Democrats who are bad.
Oh, no.
It's that 80% of congressional senior staffers and lobbyists who thought J.D. Vance is a bad idea. That's what I'm talking about. The donor class, the folks working in D.C., the ones who are actually, running things.
Right.
And I'm just tired of them having their way. Especially when their lies are not just, of the moment I was feeling a little weak and cowardly, or I told a little white lie, honey, you look great and skinny in those jeans. I'm not talking to you in particular, just.
That hurts.
You're not even wearing jeans. You look great and skinny and not fat at all in those shorts, Eddie.
Well, thank you.
I see why you're wearing a button-up. Very strategic choice there.
Thank you.
Now I've even lost my train of thought. I'm sitting here thinking about how you're not fat at all. No, but it's one thing to tell a little white lie.
Sure.
It's another thing to, in a systematic way, manipulate the minds of millions of people through lies, abject lies, and emotional blackmail.
Yep.
And get you to believe that, well, if you just vote for me, your life will be better. Highly doubtful. Not impossible, but doubtful. We'll see what happens this November. I'm for disrupting the current ruling class. Will Trump actually do that? I don't know. We'll see.
For whatever reason, I feel my chances are better.
He has plenty of right. He has plenty of moments though where I doubt that, but we'll see. But I think we're stuck with these folks. At the end of the day, it's like, well, whether I vote for you or not, or that whatever puppet you put up, it's not like if I don't consent, I say, no, I don't want any of you, like that's allowed. How can you consent to something if you can't say no?
You just consented by not, I guess, but just
Isn't a contract signed under duress invalid?
null and void.
Anyway. I'm just ranting now. I don't usually do that. I apologize, folks. This part of the program brought to you by Dillon Rings. And there are Dillon Rings, you're running out of time. I think it's only like 4 days left in the Christmas and July sale.
Yeah.
And they have some amazing deals. Seriously, fellas, you need to go to their Facebook page. They've got these men's diamond rings that'll make you too sexy for a shirt. It'll make you start singing Right Said Fred. Like, you're like, man, look at this.
Pretty sexy.
And of course, an amazing deals. Everything in stock, 10 to 45% off. So some of those rings, you're getting nearly half off.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're looking to not get something for yourself, but for the lady in your life. And you don't have to buy immediately right there on the spot. You can start it on layaway.
Right.
But it's great to get your Christmas shopping done
Get
early.
it knocked out.
And today is Christmas in July, right? It's July
That's right.
25th.
That's it. This is it, man.
So we're halfway there, folks.
Already.
And of course, the Dillon Rings are a full-service jewelry shop, from appraisals, which probably should get that jewelry appraised with the inflationary environment in the last few years.
Definitely.
Yes, get it reappraised, and they're a gold standard there. Or maybe repairs, including watch repairs, spa treatments, which is essentially cleaning of jewelry. Or even they can do like pearl stringing.
Bring some pearls for you.
Like, I've never even seen that done. I kind of want to
Gotta be
look
really
over
cool.
Josh's shoulder while he does that. And don't forget the custom design work they do there at Dillon Rings.
Amazing work.
Check them out today. You can always go to DillonRings.com or search for Dillon Rings, DYLAN Rings, on Facebook or Instagram. But I really encourage you to stop by that showroom, 119 Brown Springs Road, just off Atlanta Highway here in Montgomery. And be sure to tell Josh and Leslie, those great folks, and Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hey, y'all, Lewis at the Capital Oyster Bar. We're over here on the beautiful Alabama River. You know, if you had never been here, we're easy to get to. Get on I-65 and take that North Boulevard exit, and takes the first exit. That's Louisville Street. Hit the bottom of the ramp, turn right 3 times, follow that to the end of the road, and you'll find us down here on the river. Also, we're right down the street from New Monument Park. So if you're down visiting the New Monument Park, you can just come on down here to the Oyster Bar and get good to eat. We also rent out pontoon boats. It's nice on the river down here. You can jump in the river if you get too hot. Find you a shady spot and lay down. But we got a pontoon boat rental. All you need is a driver's license, a credit card, a little common sense will get you going. Got an RV park down here on the river. That's right. You can come down here and stay a little while, stay a little longer. We got room for you. We could cook that good seafood for you. And every Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock, we bring you some great live entertainment. This 3 weeks in a row, we're going to Louisiana. Big Al and the heavyweights are here. That's right. Big Al's back in town. Check it out. Go to CapitalOysterBar.com or our Facebook page. Get out here soon. Come hungry. Showtime 4 o'clock, y'all.
Don't you love the feeling of coming home to a clean house? Let Southern Bells Cleaning Service get your home in order. Families in the River region trust Southern Bells because they know Callan and Jesse will show up on time and believe in cleaning the old-fashioned way. They bring all their own supplies and specialize in full-service, residential, commercial, vacant properties, and construction cleanup. Estimates are always free. Call Southern Bells today at 546-0715 or follow them on Facebook at Southern Bells Cleaning River Region.
When you have the opportunity to go for gold, take it. The Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event is at Lexus of Montgomery. Drive the new IS300, just $396 a month. New Lexus ES350, only $473 a month. At Lexus of Montgomery, everybody wins. Part of the Sutherland Automotive Group.
Number 5130706, 4,999 due at signing. Number U1844206, 5,999 due at signing. 5,000 miles per year, 36 months, plus tax, tag, title, and $995 fee. Offer expires 7/31/24.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM, WHEV.
Joey Clark.
You know, Eddie, I think we're all, Republicans, Democrats, everybody, too worried. Because eventually the ruling elite will probably not be really in charge. Our digital little g gods are soon going to be running the show.
Yeah?
Yeah, our AI overlords. And don't worry, they'll be gentle.
Do I get one? Will I get an AI overlord and you get a different one? Or
No, what they're going to do is just allow you to grill and chill on the lake. And take the boat out, and you're not going to have to work a day in your life.
Somehow I feel
And
like
if you
this is
feel
gonna
bored
cost
with
me
that,
more.
well, if you're feeling bored with that, we'll hook you into the virtual reality machine, and you can go on some great adventure like you're a prince slaying a dragon with your magical wand.
Never want to do that.
Never wanted to do that?
Never wanted to do
Yeah, I was a little fruity.
Yeah.
You could play act Aragorn in Lord of the Rings. A little too nerdy.
I just again,
Yeah.
I just want to do that. If
Is
they
there-
could let me operate a snorkel booth in Jamaica, that would
What
be
if
the
you were
variety.
riding an oversized bald eagle taking down wild hogs with a M16?
Now that'd be pretty fun for a little while. I gotta be
Mhm.
honest, that'd be pretty cool. But again, it would kind of get old. I would want to. I'd feel like I was wasting my
But
time.
you wouldn't
after a
want
while.
like a virtual goal. You would actually want like real life, like
Yeah.
suffering and pain and
Yep.
your body falling apart as
Even
you get
my
older.
life, yeah. As much as that's happening currently in my life, yes. Yes, I'd rather feel like that's real.
But this week in AI, OpenAI launches Search GPT. So now, for the longest time, you couldn't really do active searching.
Okay.
Now they have a search function where you can do real-time searching.
Like what am I? Give me an example of what I can search for. without
Any
getting
like
in
Google.
trouble.
Think about like Google.
Are you sure, Joey? I mean, okay.
Oh no, I'm not saying that there might be problems with these.
Oh,
Wait, are you
okay.
suggesting there would be problems
I would
with
think
it?
that
That certain things won't be searched?
teenagers would be looking for something
like porn.
Yep. And even though they can find it
It
just
is
as
a
easily,
scourge, yeah.
here's this will find the kind of porn I like, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's AI. It's supposed to be the answer to everything. Eesh. I don't know, Joey.
Meta releases Llama 3.1. Mistral AI releases Mistral Large 2. DeepMind AI gets a silver medal at an international math Olympiad.
Wait a minute. It's AI that only got a silver?
It's pretty damn good, actually. If you're going up against humans in math, and you're now reaching competition silver level results, that's pretty impressive for a thing that ain't human.
I guess I was thinking they were smarter than that. It's math.
No, it's not there yet. We're not going to let them run the nukes until they prove they're good and very smart. Elon also announced a push to Grok 2 and then Grok 3 as fast as possible, trying to be the most advanced AI large language model in the world. So the competition is intensifying, and it might be super exciting in the months ahead, or it could be you're getting ready to poop your pants, but there will be an AI solution for that.
Explain to me the financial benefits of that. If I'm Elon Musk, he's a nerd, but if I'm Elon Musk, how is AI going to put more money in my pocket?
Can do a lot of things for you for essentially de minimis cost. Seriously, like you could have it understand, here's my life, here's what I'm doing, do these things for me, and it probably could take care of it. Imagine also if your AI, that your large language model is hooked into like a Star Wars looking robot that does things around the house for you. Like it could be like, what are you smoking, man? But I actually don't think it's all that far-fetched anymore.
I mean, sure, who wouldn't want some AI to do some menial tasks for them, like going to work and listening to your wife talk for hours on end. But at the same time, you gotta.
No, we already got the shake weight. It's
You gotta plug in, man. You know, you got that's got to be you. I wouldn't want an AI wife. Well, yeah, I probably wouldn't want an AI wife.
Don't go down that road.
Probably wouldn't want
Stuff's
that.
creepy.
Yeah, I've seen the dolls, and I've seen the dolls in public, which is very creepy.
Where'd you see one in public?
It's a picture a guy took July 4th holiday Central Park.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, they had a little grouping of the guys with the dolls, and there were.
Is it like the one Whitney Cummings had made of herself?
Yeah, yes.
Huh.
And there was about 50 or 60 of them out there, and they felt that it was appropriate to have a picnic that day. Yeah. But anyway.
So what do you do with your AI doll wife? Talk to her?
I got a feeling that's not the case. Although there's some people that, you know, sure.
Yeah, for some reason, the AI husband models are killing themselves. We didn't expect this. We got to fix that bug in the programming. Yeah. So I guess we're not. Ray is busy.
I didn't hear back from him, so I imagine he's measuring the floor right now.
So, folks, Prattville Carpet, great sponsor. We normally talk to Ray Bowles, but it's a good thing when he's busy.
It is a good thing, man.
And at Prattville Carpet, they can help you across the board with all your resurfacing needs. Of course, it's in the name. Great carpet.
Yeah, they do amazing
incredible
work.
carpet product there. But of course, also a traditional hardwood laminate product, luxury vinyl plank, ceramic tile. Maybe you're looking to redo the kitchen or the bathroom. They can handle it. Again, all you need to do is call them at 285-8117. They'll come and give a free in-home measurement.
That's right.
They'll come to you. They'll even bring samples. And once they measure, they'll know exactly, once you pick out, here's how I want to resurface it, how much it's going to cost, how long it's going to take, and they get the job done.
Just like that?
They do beautiful work.
Yes, they do.
So check them out today. You can always call Ray and the team at 285-8117. That's 285-8117. And when you call them, be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. That must have been him that just called in.
You just read my mind. Yeah.
Sorry, Ray. We'll catch you tomorrow on Friday.
Sure.
So we learn anything today?
I've learned that Kamala is still not as qualified as I think, as others think she is for this job. I've learned that. You've shown me some more, just some more evidence of that in general. And I think
racist.
I don't know. I'm more of a sexist.
No, I think you're both.
Yeah, and that's
they all go hand in hand, big boy.
That's going to be the challenge. How do you cannot openly, and I guess that's the world we're leading to. You cannot openly say you dislike someone because suddenly it's your this, that, or that instead of going, no, I just don't like the way that person thinks.
And by the way, on Twitter, I learned that people are celebrating a Florida man story from 2021. Florida man, who's 37, arrested for kidnapping 27 people and forcing them to play Yahtzee for 36 hours straight. Would you like to see this guy?
Yeah. Dude, Joey. I don't think he was playing Yahtzee.
And maybe just really wanted Yahtzee. And the odds weren't in anybody's favor. So he had to murder them all.
Of us and one person, y'all are schmucks. Y'all are too scared to take on one person. There's 26.
Maybe he had means. He's the game master.
Jeez. Although he does look very intimidating. Looks like a piece of candy or something. All that color in him, like a Pez dispenser.
And today's also hashtag National Intern Day. So what? National Free Labor Day?
Yeah. Interns.
Well, we pretend to give you experience while you do grunt work for us for free.
Works for Barstool. I've seen it work for a lot of companies. Hyundai, though, I'll give it to them. They pay their interns.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll give it to them.
Yeah. I get why you might. Well, it's also a great sorting mechanism.
It is.
If you don't want anybody too poor.
My whole thought was, as younger, when I thought that was acceptable practice, was it's a great way for the person to see if I really like this business. And I'm not sinking too much of your time, not sinking too much of my time. I'm working for free. So, but there's a lot of free labor involved there because usually you end up washing people's cars.
Right.
Not really learning the business.
How about we get out of here? Greg Vito with Happy Hour. He's next. Y'all stay tuned.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott.